Grey skies hover over Provident Financial Oval in Joondalup, but that's not going to dampen the spirits of Peel Thunder and West Perth fans as we welcome you to our coverage of round 16 of the 2021 OPTUS WAFL Premiership season, and it is a beauty that we have in store for you as part of leg one of our front row screens doubleheader this weekend. West Perth, who are looking for 6 wins in a row and looking to hop over South Fremantle in the double chance, and they do battle with Peel Thunder, who have only won 1 of their last 6 games and are in danger of missing the finals. That man, Reece Conker, listed with the Fremantle Dockers. He's going to be a key this afternoon, but also up forward for West Perth, Tyler Keitel. West Perth, they are a fast-starting team. They've won 75% of their games after winning the first quarter, and their first quarter record is 9-3. They've only conceded less than 3 goals, compared to the Thunder, who have won 1 less in this season, but have a strong win percentage, however, of 67%. Mitchell Antonio and Christopher Shannon out for West Perth with hamstring injuries, and Peel bring back the likes of Ben Lawler, Blake Akers, Stephen Hill, the Fremantle Dockers gun, as well as Zachary Rankin. Blair Bell and Joel Weston have been dropped from the side. We're all set for a big round 16 clash here at Provident Financial Oval. When we come back from the break, David Clear will be joining me for his thoughts and analysis on the big game. It is West Perth taking on Peel Thunder in round 16 of the 2021 OPTUS WAFL Premiership season, live on front row screens.
Shutterguard has been installing Perth's best shutters for over 30 years. With no advertising signs on your front lawn and no sales gimmicks, visit shutterguard.com.au.
Welcome back to Provident Financial Oval. Round 16 of the 2021 OPTUS WAFL Premiership season is about to get underway. West Perth and Peel Thunder. Noah Pegararo at centre-half back. He too is going to be a big weapon in the back line. He's taking on average 5 intercept marks per game. He was level on that average last week against East Fremantle when they snatched the game at the 11th hour here in Joondalup. Paul Persick with you in the commentary box on FRS Sport, your number 1 in 2021. And joining me is David Crystal Clear. David, a very good afternoon to you. Should be a big game for both sides.
Yeah, good afternoon, Paul. Great to be back again, and thanks for the intro. And we're looking like we've got some dry conditions here, which is fantastic. There's not a lot of wind out there either, so we should get some pretty good skills on display today. Peel have got the challenge of always of players going in and out between the Fremantle Dockers and the Peel Thunder, and it'd be really interesting to see Stephen Hill come in today. He's maybe going to be playing limited minutes, but we know what a class player he is. He's starting on the bench, but we'll see. Be great to see his slick skills in action.
Absolutely. He's one of the most disciplined and composed players in the system here in Western Australia, and I think the limited minutes will be very important as well for him to get back into AFL level as well. As we take a look at some of our key players, first of all with West Perth, Connell Lynch. He's been in great form so far this season. This will be his 33rd game, but he can play a bit in the centre and play a bit up forward as well. He's kicked 5 goals in the last 3 games and averaged 20 touches. He's going to be a valuable weapon for West Perth in their forward half today.
Yes, we just see Aaron Black with the toss, kicked towards the northern end of the ground, so they would see that perhaps as a scoring end. But yeah, Connell Lynch, as you say, if Aaron Black and Shane Nelson can get that support in the middle, it's a fearsome midfield that they have there. So it's really important that he can come in, just take the bit of pressure off those 2 leading midfielders, who are, I think, in the top 3 of the league, most disposals for the competition. But he can come in, complements them beautifully, kicks the odd goal. Fantastic for West Perth.
Yeah, he's a big weapon, and that forward line is looking fearsome as always, with Keitel and Keegan Knott combining to create a lot of scoreboard pressure. Now, Toby Watson for Peel Thunder, he's got the tough assignment in taming Tyler Keitel out at full forward. It's only his 5th league game. He's a young kid. He's been out of league football for a year, and this is his 5th game back. What's going to be the key for him today to match up evenly against a big forward like Keitel, who was on the verge of 50 goals this season?
Yeah, only 23 years of age, but I think Keitel creates a problem because he's strong in the one-on-one contest, can take a mark, but he's very quick on the lead as well. So he's going to have to match his athletic skills with Keitel. I think the Peel midfield are going to have an impact here. If they can cut the supply to Keitel, that'll help Tobe Watson there at full back. So I think he's got to be strong. He can't afford to be pushed off the ball by Keitel, and also he's got to have the pace to match him on the lead.
Yes, that is going to be a very important factor for Toby Watson to maintain his pressure over Tyler Keitel. As we go to the West Perth team lineups, as we see Zach Waddinen starting out the back line, Connell Lynch and Tyler Keitel, those keys at the half-forward line. Keitel was going to start at full forward, I've been told. Keegan Knott, he was cleared after being charged with staging in their win over East Fremantle last week. Alexandre, Aaron Black and Tristan Hobley. Very feared midfield, as you mentioned, David. So they too will be the key, but also Hamilton and Pecoraro down in the back line. Yeah,
very experienced Hamilton back there, and they've got a lot of experience through the lineup, actually, West Perth. Very good composure under pressure.
And that team lineup, thanks to CD Dodd. Likewise for Peel Thunder, Stefan Giro at full forward. Brock is going to be matching up with Delaporte in the ruck, but also that supply to the forward line is going to be very crucial. You've got Hancock and Thorne, Akers, Randall and Sturrock in that midfield rotation. That's going to be important for them to get the clearance and generate supply in that forward zone to really cut off the influence of West Perth's intercept markers.
Yeah, they've got some really experienced guys back there, West Perth. So again, they've got to use their athleticism and make some space there, create space in that forward line. You know, maybe kick to space. And, you know, if West Perth can crowd up their back line, that's going to be a problem for Peel Thunder, I think. Grey
skies hovering over Provident Financial Oval, but the sun is coming out as we are nearing the opening bounce here at Joondalup. David, I'll get your tip for the game. Who's going to take this one out?
Yeah, look, Peel in pretty good form last week. They matched Claremont for most of the game. They only went down by 9 points, so that's a good sign for them. It's really almost a last chance for them to keep in race with the finals. They're 3 games behind Swans, who are in 5th position, but they've got to keep winning. Swans have got Perth today, so you'd think that they'll probably win that at home. So Peel have got desperation stakes for Peel. I think West Perth, they want to get into that second semi-final. I think they'll be too strong.
I reckon West Perth as well by about 5 goals, but it should be a great game of football. It's rocking and rolling here in Joondalup this afternoon for round 16 of the OPTUS WAFL Premiership season. The Falcons looking to snatch up 3rd place on the ladder as we get underway in round 16. It's going to be Delaporte and Brock to do battle in the ruck. There's the bounce. One down by Delaporte. It's down at ground level. The hand pass comes out to Black. He gets the first clearance towards the forward 50. Not Keitel! Straight away, Tyler Keitel with the first mark in the forward line. He is going to be a vital asset to West Perth in that forward line. We talked about off the air, the centre clearances were going to be pivotal for West Perth, and already we're seeing it pay off.
Just strong body, held the front position there, and his opponent really couldn't get to the ball.
So Tyler Keitel for the first goal of the game. He'll kick from 45 metres out. Beautiful. And that is a beautiful kick. Keitel gets the first. West Perth start things off nicely, and that's the first goal of the afternoon. West Perth 1 goal straight to Peel Thunder. No score on the Shutterguard scoreboard, and we've only played a minute here at Provident Financial Oval.
Straight out of the middle, wasn't it? 1 kick. They've only had 2 kicks. They've already got a goal on the board, and he looks like he's got his kicking boots on. The goal umpire did not have to move there. Beautiful kicking style from Keitel. So that's going to be a challenge, certainly back there for Tyler Duman, who's got him at the moment.
And so is for that man as well, Trey Bennell, who's manned up on Jason Salisic. He's also going to be up forward in this afternoon's game. And what a task he'll have as well against the player in his late 30s and back in league football after 8 years away.
Yes, well, credit to him at that age, getting out of bed every morning after training. Up they go in the ruck. This time the ball is shared, racing away towards the ball there. Nicely for West Perth is a player in Nelson, gets the handball out to a teammate out to the wing. Racing out there for Peel is O'Driscoll. Can he get the ball? 2 players verge on the ball. There's O'Driscoll, gets the handball nicely there to Hancock. Hancock runs around 1 player, finds a teammate there in Conker, and they're just chaining the handballs here to Watson. Back again, but they're safely enough out of trouble there, and then over to Duman.
It's going to be interesting to see how Peel Thunder can generate this movement out of defensive 50. The kick towards Knight. And he takes a good mark on left half back. What West Perth will try and do is force Peel to go down the line, but they're not doing that at the moment. Bennell, centering kick, and it's a good one. And now Peel Thunder are on the move. This is Pina. Takes 2 bounces. Baits the hand pass. He's going to go inboard, slipping over at the worst moment. And the intercept by Moulton, and they can mop up West Perth. They go inboard, finding Murray on right centre wing.
Yeah, Lawless slipping over there in the forward line for Peel. Unfortunate.
Yeah, it's often the worst time, especially when you've got a good lead and your opponent well behind. As Medhat takes the mark. He again goes inboard. Warden out to Nelson. They switch up the play and find Matthew Lloyd. Lloyd with the left foot and goes towards left half forward, and a good mark taken there by Alexandre. The hero last week against East Fremantle. Half volley, unfavoured Riddick. And again, the
Conker.
forward pressure, West Perth. The kick by Conker was disappointing and found Pegararo. We pushed up forward and West Perth putting on the forward pressure. Gordon switches it up to Moulton. Moulton goes inboard and finds Nelson. They're going to open it up again. The kick towards Lynch. Gets the sit. Chip short and finds Murray.
Yeah, both teams chipping short at the moment. Murray there. Looks again here in the forward line. Always met solidly from the front. The umpire says that's okay. Handball, it comes out to Hancock. Hancock quickly to the boot. But then the big fella for West Perth takes the mark down, Pegararo. So building a wall across the middle here, West Perth. It goes into the pocket looking for Keitel. Oh, he is, I think, got a shove. And he cleaned up another Peel opponent in front of him. But he was propelled into his opponent by Duman. So
they both went in hard at the football, I'd have to say. Keitel got plenty of flight in that one, so a bit of a stiff one, I'll have to say, but the umpire was in good position.
Yeah, look, he obviously couldn't control that movement forward. Anyway, first kick was beautiful for goal. What can he do now? He's on a bit more of an angle out there in the right half forward line. Goes towards goals. This looks tremendous. Again, the goal umpire not having to move. Second for Keitel. He's got 42 for the season. And the second for the Falcons. 2 straight 12 lead. Peel Thunder yet to score.
And that's on the Shutterguard scoreboard. Keitel is catching fire early as we go to the CD.replay. Take us through this kick, David.
Yeah, again, nice low ball drop from Keitel. That's what I like. He guides it onto his foot. You see quite a few players, even at AFL level, have a high ball drop. And there's a chance... more chance for the ball to skew off the side of the boot. But, yeah, really nice kicking action there. There's no... it's not a coincidence that he's kicked 42 for the season. That's pretty good. We're in our 13th game, Paul. So 3.5 goals a game. That's a brilliant effort from Keitel. And he's certainly deservedly so the leading full forward in the competition. And,
of course, he averages around 3 or 4 goals a game. And the power that he possesses with that right foot is certainly a sight to behold. A very exciting player to watch in the WAFL. Keitel has 2, and West Perth lead by those 2 goals in the early going. Delaporte gets the tap down, the ball scrambling out the back. Black gets the hand pass out. Lloyd over the top to Nelson. Nelson's penetrating kick towards the forward 50, spoilt from behind. Front and square there was Lynch. Swings onto the right foot to the open man. Out towards centre half forward. The kick from outside the 50. It's going towards the top of the goal square. Spoiled from behind. Riddick got a palm to it. But it's going to be rushed through for a behind.
Just the wrong side of the post there. I'm not sure if that player was passing or having a shot there, but a bit of both, I think.
Watson's going to set things up now for Peel. 2 players roaming inside 50, but that forward pressure is forcing Watson in a bit of indecision. He plays on. Goes towards left half back. Players converging. Over the top there went Hill. Couldn't take the mark. Sears around the corner. 1-on-1 close to the line. Moulton keeps his feet. And he went over and gets a little bit of a shove from Hill to go on with.
Yeah, it's interesting. The ground underneath the top surface seems to be pretty moist still. Obviously, Paul, we've had a lot of rain in July, so they're still a bit slippery. I wonder what stops the players we've got on today as the 2 ruckmen go at it again. And it's shared there by Nelson, beautifully read off the front of the pack. Kicks it high towards the full forward line. Keitel runs at it. He doesn't quite reach it. Kicking there in front of him is Mitchell Pearce. Can he keep it in front of him? Gets the handball out in front of O'Donnell there. Can he soccer it through? Hits the post.
I do not believe it. you don't see that every game of football.
Well, we've seen the Olyroos have a great win, but he couldn't quite repeat their efforts there, so a minus score to the Falcons.
And those repeat entries inside that forward 50 is putting Peel under tremendous pressure, and how West Perth are able to structure their play out of these defensive kickouts for Peel is really causing a few headaches. Pecoraro over the top, but Sears getting more air and taking the mark out the back of the pack, and will move it on immediately.
Yeah,
Merritt.
Beautiful mark from Sears there over the pack.
Merritt will drop short and find Giro. Back to Merritt. Hacks it off the boot. Players both missing that one. Brock, hand pass out to Thorne. Over the top. That one almost intercepted. Players converging at ground level. Boys, was he high? Umpire says no. Hand pass intended for Giro, but the ball will beat him and Tristan Hobley, and it'll be over the line for a throw-in in front of our commentary position. 7.5 minutes gone on the Shutterguard scoreboard. Saturday afternoon football. West Perth leading 2-2-14 to Peel. No score here at Provident Financial Oval.
Winning around the ball at the moment, West Perth. The ball comes down to the front of the pack. Black this time gets it to his teammate there in Shane Nelson. Nelson racking up the disposals already, and Lysley there in front. Very, very strong there for Peel. There is Lawler. Lawler, as they do. Peel, they like to chip it around in defence. Gets it to Conker. Conker high towards the winger. Tough one to mark. Oh, beautiful fly up there from Watson. Couldn't quite take the mark. Sorry, that was
Brock.
44 Brock. Yeah, very athletic.
And he certainly is athletic for a big
above
man.
the pack, but did everything but take the mark.
It could have been mark of the year if he held on to that one, but he's given it everything at the moment. Brock being matched up in the ruck by Delaporte this afternoon.
Again, that wall, they couldn't quite break that West Perth wall, Peel Thunder, as the ball is thrown in again. Black in there, he tackles his opponent. The umpire said he obviously maybe dropped his knees or ducked his head a little bit, but I thought it might have been a little high there for Stephen Hill. Ball goes up, grabbed here nicely by Merritt. He's strongly tackled by Pearce. Umpire says, give it to me. I'll have another ball up here on the near wing here at the arena this afternoon.
Merritt gets the hand pass. It's picked off. The Falcons have got more numbers around the football. Black feeds it off to Lloyd. Goes for the short pass, and West Perth are going to get on the move again. This is Hobley, the former Subi Colt Premiership player, making the move further north. And he kicks it towards left half forward. Fine mark at full stretch. Taken there by Medhat. Medhat's going to send it long. Knott is out the back, so is Keitel. Spoil. Knott with the left foot towards an open goal, and Knott has put it through. Keegan Knott gets West Perth's third, and they have got themselves a real head of steam now. 20 plays naught on the Shutterguard scoreboard. 9.5 minutes in. Keegan Knott, well, he adds to that combination with Tyler Keitel up forward, and they are causing some destruction.
This replay here, 3-on-2 Peel had, but he's just in the right position there, Keegan Knott, reading the ball off hands of the pack, and Keitel making sure there was a contest. But really, Peel have got to do better than that in that contest where they've got 3-on-2, but it's his 30th goal of the season. What a combination those two have been.
I mean, if you think about it, 42 goals and 30 between them, 72 goals for the season with Knott and Keitel. That is some tremendous scoreboard pressure that both forwards are inflicting at the moment. But also, in the first 10 minutes of this game, West Perth have been very strong around the ball, and they're not giving Peel any chance to enter that forward 50. No. Ruthless aggression is what West Perth are playing with at the moment. Peel would need that next goal as the ball back up in the air. Again won by Delaporte. Overrunning it there was Pearce. And now Peel can get a move on now. They've won another clearance. The kick is in the path of number 15 there. 15 centres the kick. Randall, his kick almost smothered, but it goes into the path of Brock. From outside the 50, gives it with a booming left foot. And it goes over the line, across the face for a behind.
Jeez, he's kicked that from outside 50.
And he's a big kick, is Sandy Brock.
Kicked it up on the bank. Means that there's not a lot of breeze here at Arena, but a beautiful kick there, but just to the left of the goalpost. So a bit of nice play there from Peel, finding someone in space as the West Perth player here just runs out of defence quite easily without much opposition. That was Moulton, and a nice pass there finds Pecoraro. He's been busy early, taking some solid marks, presenting up there for his colleague at full-back. Kicks it up the wing. This will go to a contest. Up they fly, no one can take the mark. There for Peel is Pina. He's in front of the ball. He's tackled strongly by West Perth. Can he get rid of it? Umpire says, give it to me. Nice tackle there from Tom Medhat, putting the pressure on. And West Perth tackling has been a feature. They haven't been able to give Peel any room to move or get their running game going. Up in the ruck there goes O'Donnell this time for West Perth. He picks it, does his own work, does the Nick Nat Nui, follows up his own ruck, not going to tackle there. Not sure if he disposed of that properly, Alexandra. Umpire says play on, and again, the ball missed the boot there of the West Perth player there in Nelson. Handball comes in, back into trouble. Picked up here by Driscoll. He's been busy early. Nice spoil by O'Donnell, allows Nelson to pick it up to his partner in crime in Black. Off to O'Donnell, back to Nelson. And a beautiful combination there for West Perth to Lloyd. Fumbled there by Black, but he recovers. Gets the kick up towards Riddick. He's going to have to go hard. He pushes Ray Driscoll there towards the ball. Umpire says play on. The handball comes out there. Pecoraro.
They're on.
This time to Lloyd, running through the middle nicely. Player streaming into the forward line. A beautiful kick to position. And the mark easily on the chest there by Tristan Hobley. Good run up from half back, Paul. But yeah, that was a tough passage of play there at half back. But once they got the clearance, they were on their way.
They moved the ball brilliantly by hand, West Perth, out of the congestion. But what they also did is have players roaming free from the centre, like those players in Lloyd and Lynch, running free from the centre and getting that on the outer side to Hobley.
Hobley now, deliberately towards goal. Out to the left a little bit. And a minus score. So 3-3-21 West Perth got the early lead on Peel. 1 point. I thought Peel were a little bit unlucky. They laid some good tackles out here on the wing and went unrewarded from the umpires.
Juman, play on. He kicks towards left half back. Flying high there is Blake Acres, but he couldn't take the mark. Good pressure being put on Acres by Lynch in that passage of play. And it'll be a boundary throw in, about 70 metres out from the Falcons' goal. And they are looking for their 4th straight in this game. De La Porte working it to the front. Good tackle applied by Boys. Cullen tries to get that one out of ground level. Player's not going anywhere further. And it'll be another ball up, and not much ground covered in that passage.
We've seen in the AFL this year as well, Paul, that some of the coaches complaining that the tackles, good tackles, haven't been rewarded enough. So it'll be interesting to see how many holding the balls we'll get today. We haven't seen one yet.
No, we haven't at the
moment.
moment.
We've been going a good 14, 15 minutes.
Ball up again, De La Porte in front position. Beautiful tap out there to Pearce. Long snap towards left half forward. Riddick in front, couldn't take the mark. Good second effort. Riddick gets the ball back, snaps towards the top of the goal square. Spoil from behind. And it is across to the right-hand side for another behind. This time 21 points is the difference now, as Peel immediately send it back into play. It's out on right half back, and they're looking to move it quickly through Hill.
There's that synonymous left foot we know so well.
Absolutely. Towards Pena. Pena's kick, smothered beautifully. Short kick, and a nice little toe poke out to Riddick, who's close to the line. The hand pass comes back out to Lynch. Lynch looking for the hand pass towards Gordon. Riddick goes through 2 players, snaps around the corner, but it's out of bounds on the full.
Yeah, nice little flick from Nathan Murray. A little combination there with Riddick. Geez, they can't pull him over, can they, Riddick?
No, they just can't stop him. They just can't stop him. He is that sort of a play. He's got speed and he's got size too, and that helps him out a lot.
Here he is. He's a bull in a pack. Kick comes in. And mark there from Watson. It wasn't paid by the umpire, not 15. Handball back to Duman. And he finds a teammate safely enough in the other pocket in Lawler. Lawler goes a beautiful pass right up the wing there. Finds Sears. Sears up the wing again. This time looking for his teammate in Knight. Taps it nicely over the back. But he's caught. He's caught. He has it a long time. Eventually gets his boot to ball. Intercepted there by Salasech. He gets it to a teammate and nicely passed there to Nathan Murray. So Murray just forward of the centre circle.
Riddick's on his own on the outer side at 50.
Goes to Keitel. Keitel, beautiful mark in front. Duman couldn't do anything about that. He's got strong hands. And hasn't he started well today?
Oh, he certainly has, Keitel. No one's been able to stop him at full forward this season. But the way Keitel was able to get in front in that one-on-one contest, and that's what we talked about with Tobe Watson being manned up on him for the start of the game. Get in front of Keitel and get the spoil. He hasn't been able to do that. Keitel has often played in front in the one-on-one and taken the easy marks on the lead.
So Keitel, 2 straight so far today. He's a bit further out now. He'll be kicked from about the 50-metre line. He'll take a fantastic kick from here towards goals and just to the near side of the post. Another minus score for the Falcons. Well, they're keeping Peel in the game at the moment. 3-5-23 lead Peel Thunder, 1 point.
And more importantly, they've got those goals on the board, West Perth, to put that pressure on Peel in the early going.
Yeah, plenty of scoreboard pressure, and the inside 50s are really disparate at the moment.
Pena's kick in the direction of Merritt, just out of his reach. Lynch pierces the corridor. He goes inboard over the head of Riddick. Getting the sit there is Medhat. A hand pass out to Black. Gets boot to ball. He kicks towards the top of the goal square. Keitel, and another great mark. Tyler Keitel at full stretch going to ground and takes the chest mark, but he'll be on a very tight angle.
Well, Doom-Man's been doing a lot of chasing so far today. We talked about maybe Toby Watson matching up on Keitel today, but Doom-Man's got a bit bigger build than Watson, so might have to go the banana here, Paul.
We certainly will. Check side kick, and again, another minor score. 3-6 rather, to 1 behind. Dare I say it, maybe 7 or 8 goals should be for West Perth, but their inaccuracy in the last 4 minutes is giving Peel a couple of let-offs.
So Doom-Man comes out of defence, and it's a 2-on-1 and a clever mark there behind the pack. Beautiful mark from Matthew Lloyd. Finds Nathan Murray, who's been busy at half forward. There's nowhere to go, so he goes on a short pass. And a beautiful leap up there for West Perth. Didn't quite take the mark. Was Black. As they clear out of defence, and an easily dropped mark there from Cullen. Really, they should take those.
Yeah, those easy marks are proving quite a bit of a headache for Peel Thunder at the moment, because West Perth, they've had a lot more marking players at both ends of the ground.
Yes, 11 inside 50s to 1 at the moment. So West Perth crowd in nice zone across the middle. Peel just can't make it up forward. Delaporte with that knock shed goes out of bounds again. At least Peel have got a few more players forward now. Man on man around the ground at the moment.
That's what they have to do if they want to stop the West Perth impact.
Yep.
They want to get man on man and play more aggressive at the football. The physicality game is overwhelmingly being won by the Falcons at the moment.
Yeah, they're not giving Peel much space. This throw in favours Delaporte, gets it down towards Nelson, but beautifully snapped up there by Thorne. Gets the handball away, but again that West Perth pressure. Rudick goes in, taps it back, but nicely picked up again by Thorne, and a lovely little pass into the middle. Favours his teammate there in Sturrock. Oh, but not a great kick. Again, Aaron Black manning up on his opponent, easily takes that mark, and an intercept and turnover for West Perth over to Delaporte. Goes on to the left. Oh, Riddick out there, finds some space out the back, and a beautifully weighted kick. He wastes no time. He plays on, crossing it into the middle. Again, West Perth disposal. Brilliant work there.
Just a class that Riddick was able to show inside 50 after that mark. Lowered the eyes, knew where Medhat was roaming towards the inside 50, and was able to find his player with the great vision that he's got, and kick it on the outer side to Medhat. Brilliant play from West Perth.
We've really noticed the difference in skill in the disposal so far. And I know that Peel have been under pressure, but even that turnover back there, I mean, the disposal is quite markedly different at the moment. So Medhat kicking from about 47. Oh, it skews off the boot a little bit out towards the left and doesn't even make the distance. And that ball, oh, I thought that was a mark, not paid by the umpire, but picked up here by Thorne. He's got some pace nicely. Handballs out back to his teammate again, into a bit of trouble there. Picked up there nicely by Pena. He's been busy early, but he's got about 3 West Perth players around him. How's he going to get out of there? So anyway, O'Donnell he's knocked off his kick by Peel, tries again, comes back to him, and good persistence from O'Donnell, but streaming out nicely here from defence is the Peel defender, and that goes out of bounds. So again, the disposal not flash. Stephen Hill was out there on his own, but he couldn't find him.
But whenever the Peel Thunder try and get a repeat entry towards their forward 50, they always get those turnovers. They're not kicking it effectively. They're always kicking it loosely towards either space or an area crowded by West Perth players. As the ball again is thrown in, Delaporte taps it to Lynch, fakes the hand pass, kicks towards the 50, and a good mark. Pena.
He's been good so far.
Now, he's kept busy in that defensive 50. He's taken a couple of good marks and has set Peel up out of that defensive 50.
That's
he
what
goes
they need.
inboard.
That's what they need. Good disposal, good pinpoint passing.
Well, they have to keep it up for the whole game if they want to get themselves back in the contest, as they're going to go around the bullseyes now. Juman finds Bennell. Bennell's kick. Conker. Now towards right centre wing. The kick intended for Giro. Good pick up with the one hand. The hand pass comes out. Thorne out the back, close to the line, and is swung out by Medhat.
Extra rotation from Medhat, just decided to throw him over the line.
A little bit of pushing and shoving as well, the boot from Conker. Thrown in, on the attacking half for West Perth. Brock, good leap, gets the tap out, but again, West Perth players getting numbers around the back, and high tackle.
Alexandre, bit crude there.
Free kick will be taken by Thorne. He got one on the chin to go on with as well. But Thorne will send it forward and finds Knight on right centre wing. They need a few more players running back towards the forward 50. He hasn't got a lot of options as Knight, so he's going to get on with it. Knight skews that one off the side of the boot. Bounces unfavourably for the Thunder. Hamilton out to Munns. Delaporte now. Back to Munns. And now they're going to send it direct. West Perth on the attack again. The kick towards the attacking half. O'Donnell, unfavoured by the bounce. Setska hand pass out. Lynch overruns it. Good pick up by Pearce. Hand pass turned over. Randall combines with his teammate there in Bennell. The kick back to the corridor is disappointing, but Peel have got numbers. Hand pass comes out to Knight. Knight from outside the 50 goes towards goal. It's across the face and it's another behind. And that player out the back, running back with the flight, was Lawler. And a mark to him and possibly a chance at Peel Thunder's first goal, but not to be.
Kitching man, a beautiful pickup on a run there in handball. He set his teammate Lawler up.
Munns will take the mark, and he's going to play it from full-back. He's got Delaporte roaming free on right half-back, but he elects to go to the corridor, and that's a beautiful kick, finding Boys. I think his 11th game of league football.
Gosh, there's West Perth players on their own everywhere at the moment.
They're just roaming free. They're playing that fast, free-flowing style that is catching Peel Thunder off guard at the moment. Hamilton finds Black on left half-back.
Peel defenders are playing off their men. It's not working for them at the moment.
Mark taken by O'Donnell. Takes a bounce. He goes back inboard to the direction of Alexandre. He takes a good mark. Plays on immediately. Intended for not. But a fine intercept mark taken by Watson. Watson will play it short. Outside defensive 50, finding Randall. And Peel Thunder can get on the move again. But what they have to do is slow down this tempo football that West Perth have been producing in the first 23 minutes. It's now on left centre wing. Hancock. Chip short. And finds Giro. Plays it on immediately to Randall. They're looking to go back to the corridor, and that's where they go. Bennell. And that's beautiful movement by Peel Thunder. They've got an open man in Conker. He kicks to the hot spot. Lawler is one of the targets. Over the top goes Hamilton. Puts pressure on his defender. Pecoraro out to Hamilton. Hand pass over the top. Releasing Guardanen. And now West Perth can get back on the charge. The ball is on the left back pocket, and they lead by 22 points with 24 minutes played on the Shutterguard scoreboard. Pass
finds Pearce. A nice handball over the top. Another handball again to O'Donnell. O'Donnell back to his teammate and up towards Black, but nicely intercepting there is Pina running up from defence. Shane Nelson's in there, taps it towards a teammate, but he's strongly tackled. Picked up out here by Peel, gets nicely in towards the middle to Hancock. Hancock further afield, and just enough pace on that ball. Out to Kitchingham, but a 3-on-1, very hard, but nicely read there by Peel. Tackled strongly there for West Perth by Boys, and they forced the turnover. And nicely out to Delaporte, and they're out of trouble to Aaron Black.
Their numbers out the back of the football, West Perth, are just providing so much pressure that Peel Thunder are not able to get clear inside their forward 50 at the moment. They're playing a high-pressure game.
Salasech. Just looking for an option at the moment. Up towards half forward. Watson. High, can't take the mark, and the ball looking for Riddick, but it goes out of bounds. Here on the centre wing, with West Perth 3-6-24 leading Peel Thunder 2 points.
In the last play, when Peel Thunder was steadily moving the ball outside 50, Riddick had only just come off the bench and was roaming free as a +1 inside that forward 50. If West Perth inflicted the turnover, they would have gotten to Riddick immediately and allowed him to roam free inside 50.
Ball, Pearce takes it out of the pack nicely, kicks it up towards a spacious forward line for West Perth. Pina picks it up, he's been busy today. Over to O'Driscoll, then the boy from Northam, nicely dodged around his opponent. Based at centre half back.
Sturrock kicks to Kitchingman on the centre square. Back to the hot spot. Lawler overruns it. Sears breaks through one tackle. The hand pass comes out to Thorne. Thorne with the left foot snap for Peel Thunder's first goal, and they finally get the response. Again, that forward 50 entry providing much needed reward for Peel Thunder. Tyrone Thorne gets the goal. The boy from Rockingham gets Peel Thunder's first, and it is 3-6 to 1-2 on the Shutterguard scoreboard. As we go to the CD.replay, West Perth had more numbers around the football, but Tyrone Thorne was the player roaming free inside that forward 50, got the hand pass from Sears, and with that effective left foot, got the goal. And as you can see there, heated exchanges with Thorne, Sears, and even Scott Nelson.
Yeah, Tom Boy's in there, laid the tackle, and just wanted to let him know that he kicked the goal, which I think he realised.
Yeah, as soon as it left the boot, because it was a welcome post snap under pressure as well.
Stephen Hill comes back onto the ground. He's played some minutes already and got a couple of possessions. So he goes out to the wing position.
Now, it is going to be limited minutes, of course, in his pursuit to return to AFL level. It's not going to be a case of if, but when he returns. Hopefully he will, because he is a tremendous player to watch. So the ball's going to be thrown up again. Good bounce by the umpire. This time in the ruck is Cullen. Loses out to Delaporte. Players at ground level like a pack of wild dogs on the football, holding the ball.
Well, we've seen our first holding the ball today.
Free kick's going to go the way of the Falcons, and it'll be taken by Pearce. Alongside the centre circle, West Perth players again roaming on their own. Scott Nelson was one of them, but he elects to go to the outer side, does Pearce, as the siren goes. A strong first quarter for West Perth, although their inaccuracy had allowed Peel Thunder to get back into the game only momentarily. And that late goal by Tyrone Thorne sees them squabble some momentum back. And the advantage now 16 points in favour of West Perth after the first quarter. 3-6-24 to 1 goal to 8 goals to Keitel, not for West Perth. And Tyrone Thorne has that late goal for Peel Thunder. West Perth have the advantage. Can Peel Thunder come back in the second quarter? They've got a little work to do after the start that they had. We'll be back with the second quarter here at Provident Financial Oval. It is West Perth leading 3-6 to 1-2.
Shutterguard has been installing Perth's best shutters for over 30 years. With no advertising signs on your front lawn and no sales gimmicks, visit shutterguard.com.au.
Welcome back to Provident Financial Oval. It is West Perth with a 16-point lead, 3-6-24 to 1-2-8 in this round 16 WAFL clash, thanks to our great friends at Optus. Paul Persick and David Clear with you in the commentary box. And as you see, Peel Thunder and Tendai Mozungu having a chat with his players, and Jeff Valentine speaking with his charges as well. It was a great start for West Perth, David. They got plenty of entries inside their forward 50 for 9 scoring shots and 3 goals, 2 of them by Keitel and Knott. But the way they were able to put plenty of pressure on Peel Thunder around the football and follow that up with some free-flowing ball movement is what West Perth have been known for across the season so far, and they're continuing to punish on the scoreboard, even if they've got 6 behinds, when it should have been really 6 or 7 goals, given how much intensity they had on the ball, as we take you to the first quarter highlights.
Yeah, that 16 inside 50s to 6. Keitel was on fire early. He was leading his opponent to the ball in do-man. And because there was a lot of space, the midfielders bringing the ball down from West Perth, it created space in the forward line. And he's kicking, he's missed one of them. He's kicked 2-1. Or actually, he's kicked 2-2, hasn't he? He kicked the check side into the post as well. But plenty of opportunities for Keitel. Reece Conker playing in defence there, but a beautiful mark there from Sears. One of the highlights for Peel in the first quarter. Shane Nelson was busy as always. And their forward line looked ever dangerous. Nice mark there in the pocket by Watson. But again, under pressure, Conker coming out of defence would have almost been the mark of the season.
You talk about those inside 50s as well, 16-6 in that first quarter. That gives a clear indication of, you know, what the key is to winning this game, getting the intensity out the football, generating repeat entries and putting pressure on the scoreboard. West Perth have done a lot more of that. Peel Thunder, the key is for them, I'd have to say, is slow it down. They have to slow it down and push West Perth forward and get players roaming free on the forward half. Players like Thorne and Randall have been keeping busy. In particular, Tyrone Thorne on the defensive half. I've been pretty impressed with him so far. But also, Peel, they need to get a little more physical. They're not putting in enough attacking physical pressure around the football. But that's what they need to do if they want to get back in this. Because really, it should be a 6-goal margin, if not for the inaccuracy in front of goal.
Yeah, I think West Perth will be a little disappointed they're not further in front at the moment. They have plenty of opportunities, but in the second half of the quarter, they couldn't quite nail those goals. Riddick's been dangerous up there as well. They've got a lot of experience, haven't they? Riddick, Knott and Keitel all up there. They know how each other works. But it was noticeable how much space the West Perth players had, bringing the ball through the midfield, but also in the forward line. The defenders seemed to be playing off their opponents, and that led to a lot of lead-ups and marks there for West Perth, particularly on the chest. I think Peel looked a little better in the last 5-10 minutes when they put the ball in the hands of some of the guys with pace. As you said, Tyrone Thorne, Trey Bennell in the back line, and
Bennell
also Jarvis Pena. You know, if those guys can crowd some speed and break the lines coming out of defence, and their disposal is spot on, that's when they can set up opportunities. But really, I feel sorry for the Peel forwards at the moment. They probably a little bit cold at the moment.
Yeah, because they're not getting enough of that supply. We talked about this pre-game, that the midfield supply needs to be at a high for them to generate any impact in that forward line. And guys like Braden Lawler in that forward line who can kick a big bag of goals. Stephen Giro as well for the Dockers, who can play a bit up forward. And also Lachlan Cullen. They're not getting enough of that because the midfield battle has been won by the Falcons. They're getting more of the clearances and they're having more numbers around the football. In case Black and Shane Nelson are providing a little more around the football, and they're giving that supply to that man who we're seeing on the left-hand side of your screen, ladies and gentlemen, Tyler Keitel. 42 goals this season. He could be on the verge of 50 come the end of the season, and leading runner in the Bernie Naylor medal race. He kicked 2 in the first 4 minutes, and Keegan Knott kicked West Perth's last goal of that first quarter at the 10-minute mark. But again, I'd have to go along with your comments on Peel. In the final 15 minutes after that goal, Peel were able to dispose the ball a little more effectively, get more players running across the ball, and also get more physical in that attacking 50. Because if they want to contain those high regarded backs like Hamilton, Gordon, and Pecoraro, they're going to have to get physical and play in front and get first to it.
That's right.
Basically, to sum it up, Peel need to execute better on the fundamentals at the moment. West Perth have done a lot more of that in the first 30 minutes.
You're just looking at some of the stats, the team stats. West Perth 13 more kicks, 6 more handballs and 7 more marks. The tackles are pretty even, 11-10 to West Perth. And then having a look at some of the individual stats of the game. The leading possession winner on the field is no surprise, Shane Nelson with 12 and Aaron Black, his colleague, with 10. Taylor Duman in defence, interestingly, 9 disposals. A few of those has been running out when they play on kick points.
That's right.
You know, you get a stat for that.
Yeah, you do. You get plenty of them.
He's done it 6 times. Mitchell Pearce with 8, Ben Hancock from Peel with 7, and Thomas O'Donnell, who's been good for a big man, with 7.
Tyrone Thorne, as you see there on your screen, being motivated and encouraged by one of the trainers and runners of Peel Thunder. He's kept busy in that defensive half with 6 touches. Just quickly around the grounds.
Hopefully he's
in some of the
okay
other
there.
game. He will be okay. And Tyler Keitel, he'll look for another big quarter for the Falcons. Claremont leading East Fremantle by 11 over at Revit Fitness Stadium. The West Coast have kicked 5 goals to 3. They lead East Perth. And Swan Districts in the other game out at Steel Blue, they lead Perth by 20 in the first quarter.
Yes, that's not what Peel want to see. They want to see Perth beat Swans today.
Well, it's not looking like it at the moment, given Swan District's strong start. As we're about to get underway for this second quarter, West Perth leading 3-6 to 1-2. An important second quarter coming up. Peel would want to get that first goal on the board and reel in some of the momentum that West Perth have established.
Let's see what they can do here. Knocked down by Delaporte. Trying to pick up there is Nelson. He gets the handball over the top. Knocked down to Pearce. He misses the kick. Bounces out to Randall. He gets a little short kick out towards Pena. He manages skillfully to get it to his boot, to O'Driscoll. Sharp handball out to his teammate. Up forward to no one in particular. Handball comes out here to Blake Akers. What can he do? Snaps around to the right foot. The ball swinging around, but not quite enough. And good start from Peel out of the middle. A bit more fight in the contest. and they get their third point. 1-3-9, trial West Perth, 3-6-24.
Mirror image of what West Perth were able to do at the start of the game. Get that first centre clearance and an immediate goal. Peel Thunder almost doing that, but unfortunately not converting on the scoreboard the way that they want to. Guadanen is going to bring it back into play. Down towards half-back. Good mark by Moulton. He too is, despite the ball not being in their back line for much of that first quarter, apart from the final 15 minutes, has worked very hard for his touches this afternoon. Long kick high towards the outer wing. No mark to O'Driscoll, and Bennell rather, taking the ball over the line for a throw-in.
I've been impressed with young O'Driscoll, Nathan O'Driscoll. Just 19 years of age, drafted last season on the Fremantle list there. So emanates from Northern, but he's done some good work today.
He certainly has. Brock goes over the top, wins the tap. Pearce gets first to it, tries to hack it out. Randall over the top. Randall out to Hancock. They're moving it well here, Peel Thunder.
Yep.
It goes back to Randall. Snaps around the corner. It's an up and under. 2-on-1. No mark. Mopping up is Hamilton. Looping hand pass. Giro gets first to it. Gets caught in a team tackle. It's not going to go anywhere further. Moulton puts Giro to ground. And the umpire says, give it to me. 24 playing 9.
Looks like they've lifted their run a little bit so far this quarter.
They need to, Peel Thunder, if they want to get back in this game. And the way they played in the last 15 minutes of the first quarter is a good indication. But West Perth mop it up now on the defensive half. Black goes out to Lynch. Lynch kicks down the line towards the outer wing. No mark to Medhat. Front and square there was Delaporte. Hand pass comes out to the veteran in Salisic. Intercepted. Pina drags Peel Thunder back forward and finds Hancock. Hancock close to the boundary line. He's looking for his options up forward. One of them is Kitchingman. But Hancock elects to go long to the hot spot. Players will fly. And a good mark. No, the umpire says play on. Mark almost paid to Peel Thunder. But this time it's Guadanen. Mops it up for the Falcons. He kicks out towards Black. And Black almost fumbling that one over the line. But now he's taken out over the boundary line by the Peel Thunder player.
Aaron Black hoping it would go out. Didn't go out first time.
No, it didn't. But luckily,
make sure of it.
But luckily for Peel Thunder, they didn't concede any further ground. But it's still inside their forward 50.
Yeah, they want to make sure they're front and centre here. See if they can get their small forwards into the lineup. And here's no exception. Kicked over by Randall. Falls dangerously at the top of the goal square, but West Perth good at defence. Gets it out towards Moulton. Really strong tackle there from Giro. Umpire says play on. Ball comes out towards Keitel. What's he doing down there? His partner, Do-Man, knocks it away. Picked up here by Bennell. Just scoots through the pack as if the opponents weren't there. Long towards full forward. And a mark, I think, right on the line there from Guadanen.
Yeah, Guadanen. He's taken a couple of good intercept marks so far in this game, and he's going to be a real key in that defensive 50 should Peel Thunder continue with the way they're going at the moment.
Umpire says across the line for a point, so 1-4-10. But certainly signs are better for Peel, Paul.
Absolutely, as Hamilton has the ball on the left back pocket. And he's going to send it long down the line. 2-on-1. Pecoraro over the top. Good mark. Plays on immediately. Releases Hobley. He has a bounce. He's got Black running in front, but he elects to go to the outer side. That's where Riddick will be favoured by the bounce. Riddick, he's got Keitel up forward. He goes to the hot spot, does Riddick. It's a disappointing kick. Keitel is going to be favoured by the bounce. Can he get the clean pickup? He does. Doesn't break through the tackle. The hand pass comes out. It's Salisic. It's an up and under kick. Out towards Murray in the left half forward flank. And it's not going to go anywhere but the boundary line. I'd have to say, that's a free-flowing passage where Rudy Riddick had the football. Maybe the open goal could have been a safer option.
Yeah, he didn't quite nail it, did he, with the kick? Keitel had some space, but Conker was able to double back and lay the tackle on Keitel. Up in the ruck, Keitel does the ruck work. Brock goes over the top as well. Comes out there to West Perth, but straight into the hands there of a waiting player there for Peel. I think that's the man back there over to Conker. Conker in the back pocket, leading his troops back there. Kicks it up the wing towards Kitchingman. And a nice kick out of defence.
He had himself a good first quarter, especially in the final 10 minutes in the attacking half.
Yep, Kitchingman, nice left foot kick. Spears it nicely in towards Hughes. Ethan Hughes, tall, strapping lad there. Oh, he attempts to play on and almost a high tackle. Jackson Merritt almost feigned to play on there, and I can't blame Salisic for perhaps putting a block on him, but it was high.
It was
and the umpire probably hadn't called play on. So.
No, he didn't call play on, so fair decision.
Jackson Merritt finds Thorne up forward. And streaming by nicely there is Cullen. Kicks towards goals, and that's off to the right foot. And that was a good chance for Peel, but their disposal is much better this quarter.
Absolutely.
And their discipline to run is much better.
And the way they're moving the football as well is much more fluent from defence to attack. But West Perth have got a little chain going themselves. They go out to O'Donnell. O'Donnell kicks towards the forward half. Up goes Knott. He takes a good mark. He's got Riddick roaming free. Riddick and Keitel inside forward 50. Knott will go to Riddick, and Riddick takes the good mark. Great run by Riddick to find space inside the forward 50. And I reckon he's going to back himself here.
Yeah, little wind to speak of today.
Yeah, no breeze. So goal kicking should not be a problem from a standing start. But there have been for both West Perth and Peel in this game 11 behinds and only 4 goals between them. So Rudy Riddick, if he can kick this goal, the crowd is going to make some serious noise. From just inside the 50, it's starting straight. That is a beautiful kick. Rudy Riddick, he gets the first goal of the second quarter. The crowd letting him know about it as well. At the 6.5 minute mark, Riddick steers West Perth to a 19-point lead. As we go to the CD replay, David, that is another marvellous kick by the big man.
Yeah, perfect. Really, he knew as soon as it left the booth there that it was good. And it didn't deviate at all. As we said, no wind at the moment, so beautiful execution there. He was probably 5-10 metres in from the boundary line, so a tremendous kick. It's often very difficult to score from that pocket, especially if the southwest is in.
Yeah, absolutely. You're wanting to hook the football from left to right, but it's very difficult.
So that hurts Peel. They've done a lot of the attacking this quarter, and West Perth take it up the other end and kick a goal.
But it's also that movement on the inner wing, on the right centre wing, where O'Donnell, Hobley and Keegan Knott were able to set it up with chip and play on, chip and play on. That's what they like to do, and they've done it well, West Perth.
I like the look of Hobley. Got a bit of class about him, the way he disposes of the ball. The Delaporte in the ruck. They're missing Lloyd Meek today. He's got a promotion to the Dockers. Congratulations to Meek.
Good luck to him tomorrow against Sydney.
Yep, as they dive on the ball. A stack of 3. The umpire lets it go. He's going to call holding the ball here, I fear.
Yeah, fair
yes,
decision.
He does.
That.
Poor old Tom Boy's on the bottom of the pack. So O'Driscoll gets another disposal up towards Akers. He gets buffeted out of the contest. He follows it up, tackles nicely. Picked up by Burnell, but there's a free kick called here by the umpire. And a player held off the ball was Tyson Moulton. So Moulton swings onto the left. Nice pass to his skipper and Brack. Black here sporting a nice mo. Looking very sophisticated. Gets it up the wing. And a strong mark by Boys. And a bit of a shove there from Trey Burnell. Trey Burnell been a great servant of Peel over the years. Played in at least one of their premierships. Been a tremendous player for them. Back to Black. West Perth just sharing it around a little bit at the moment. Over to Munns.
They're playing the switch here.
Munns a dangerous kick, but it was okay. Umpire didn't play the mark to Lynch. He's got enough time to recover. Kicks it up towards his teammate. Now Black in trouble here, but he skillfully backs over the back of the pack and nicely knocked on by Hobley to Black. A lovely combination from West Perth. Up towards Keitel. Duman not even looking at the ball. He's got Keitel front on, putting him under pressure, gets the handball away to his partner in crime. Not skillfully avoids his teammate, hooks it round, but to the near side of the post. So again, Keitel and Knott combination. It's exciting to watch those two.
It certainly is. But look at how Aaron Black read the play so well. When the ball was flying high above the pack, he had the presence of mind to stay down in the contest when both Peel players went up.
Yep. They misjudged it, that's for sure.
So now a 20-point lead in favour of West Perth as the ball goes to Hughes. On the defensive 50, he's going to drop it short and find Sturrock. Was that 15? Umpire says yes, and I have to say so as well. And now they're going to switch up the play. Here's Watson. Watson out of the defensive 50. Lynch running back with the flight of the football. He's up against Hill, and the boundary will beat them both, and it'll be a throw-in. 20 points the difference on the Shutterguard scoreboard, nearing 10 minutes of this second quarter. We're glad you can join us on Front Row Screen Sport. Best in the business, not just sports streaming, but big LED screens for your next event. You get a hold of Matty Williamson and the crew. They do a marvellous job. Out the back comes Lynch. The Falcons again generating another entry inside 50, but the spoil comes in. A good spoil from Watson. And it'll be a boundary throw-in again, this time close to West Perth's 50.
Just one disposal for Stephen Hill at the moment. Laid 2 tackles, so anyway, the run around and the fitness will do him good.
That's what it's going to be all about for him. Get him back into AFL match fitness and he can get back on the list.
So in the ruck they go. This time O'Donnell taps it down. Comes out nicely here for Peel to Randall. Puts his teammate under the pump. But beautifully stolen out here. I think that's not there. Kicking towards goal. Swinging around. I think that might have gone through, actually. Murray. Well, the ball held up nicely. I think the players thought it was going to go through for a point. But a beautiful kick there. In fact, I think that's Hobley. No, Nathan Murray, you're right. Nathan Murray. So
that's his first goal of the game as well. We go to the CD replay. And the 2-on-1, Murray just read it well, got the ball out the back of the contest and just followed it through with another magnificent kick. And a beautiful follow-through too.
Yeah, he's been good off half-back.
And he's also showing that, you know, he can be a valuable weapon up forward as well. It's the versatility that West Perth have got at the moment, especially in this game where they're having multiple spread of the scoring. You know, we've got Riddick, we've got Murray, Knott and Keitel amongst the goal kickers at the moment. Peel Thunder, they've only had one through Thorn. They were a lot better in the first few minutes, but now that goal from Riddick is hurting them. Yeah,
5-7-37 West Perth. Peel Thunder 1-5-11. So it's 2 goals to nothing this quarter. And we've played about 12 minutes.
West Perth leading by 26 points. Randall getting the clearing kick towards the forward 50. Conker and Bennell tried to go in for the hard mark over the top, but Pecoraro, another intercept mark. He takes on average around 5 of those in the game. Leaping higher there was Hill. Beaten to the contest by Nelson, but there's a free kick.
Yeah, he got taken front on, says the umpire, and hopefully he's okay.
Well, he's a tough customer, is Stephen Hill. And he will take the free kick for Peel Thunder.
Doesn't necessarily want to kick it, does he? He wants to handball it off. He's a bit sore there.
He is. He got a real hard hit there front on. Watson goes over the top, and now Peel are on again. Lawler, hyping high! Almost a big mark there. Could have been mark of the year. Umpire calls play on. Giro goes for the hand pass over the top, but West Perth have the players roaming at the back of the football, but there's a free kick as well, holding on, and it's going to be taken by Pecoraro, and Scott Nelson there. He's down, and he's not looking well at the moment.
Brody Lake going into the stratosphere there.
He certainly did. That could have been one of the mark of the year contenders. Medhat over the top couldn't take the mark. Hughes. And now Sturrock, up and under kick towards a 2-on-1. And the mark taken by the West Perth defender in Thomas Boys. He's kept himself busy in that defensive half. Alexandre gets the hand pass out. Lynch releases Black. And now West Perth are out of trouble. Nelson back to Black. And he's got Scott Nelson for company. Kick back in board and finds Thomas Medhat.
Good combination.
Medhat is going to play on. Kicks towards the forward 50. But roaming free is Pina over the top. Clever spoil towards an open goal square. Is Salisic going to get to it in time? Leaping high. Not. Socket off the ground. And West Perth get another one. This time it's Connell Lynch.
Too many numbers at the contest. And, yeah, as opposed to the first quarter, they're not wasting opportunities now.
They're taking the game head on.
Making the most of their inside 50s. Salisic showing a bit of dash at the end of his career.
Yeah, in his late 30s, he's still got it. There you see they're not leaping high.
Missing the ball.
Intimidating Pina out of the contest. And there you see Connell Lynch out the back, getting the toe poke in and getting his first goal.
Not enough numbers in the contest, Peel. They just had Pina and Conker back there.
Nelson's being taken off the ground by the trainers. It looks as though it's either a hand or a wrist from where we are in the commentary box.
Yeah, not good for Scott Nelson. Hopefully there's nothing ongoing for him, but it doesn't look flash. Holding his arm in one position there. So the margin now blowing out to 32 points. There's a beautiful bounce in the middle by the umpire. Up goes the ruck, and coming out of the middle there nicely is Randall. Gets foot to the ball, straight up the middle, looking for Lake. Can't take the mark. Socket out of defence by West Perth, but all there is O'Driscoll forming a nice wall. Gets it back to Randall, and the pass in towards centre half forward, and nicely executed onto the chest there of Jackson Knight. So Knight, one of the small forwards for Peel. They've got a few of them up there. Lake and Gyro. But, they need plenty of supply, that's the thing.
We just want to send a quick shout out. Viewers, let us know where you're watching from. Brian Edwards, he says, how good is this? Watching from lockdown in Manila. Shout out to all the people in Manila and in the Philippines too.
Jackson Knight skips in. Should be able to make the distance okay. That's a lovely kick from Knight. And that's the second goal for Peel. Reward for effort this quarter, 2-5-17. They take the margin back to 26 points. West Perth, 6-7-43. So Some nice work there, just forming a wall across the middle there with O'Driscoll and Randall providing good drive out of the middle. So that allowed it. And a nice pass by Randall at the end of hit Jackson up, hit Knight up and get the goal.
And that's what they haven't been able to do for much of this game because of the pressure that West Perth have been able to put on, is get that drive from the middle into attack. And that goal, you know, could be a good sign that Peel Thunder may be on a charge and stopping the run that West Perth have had in the first few minutes of this quarter.
Yeah, it's been a good contest this quarter. I know it's been 3 goals to 1, but it's been more even than that.
It's going to be bounced again in the centre. Delaporte and Brock do battle straight down the middle. Delaporte gets the tap. Black couldn't take clean possession. Randall, the hand pass intercepted Boys, and it is a throw. Yeah. A throw against Randall, and free kick will go the way of Boys. In fact, no, it's going to go the way of Nelson.
Yeah, beautifully read that throw anyway by Nelson.
Nelson short pass, went out to Hobley. He's got it alongside the centre circle. Penetrating kick to the corridor, finds Salicic. The veteran of 215 games. Salicic, does he give it off to Keitel? He does. Goes past one player from outside the 50. It's a mongrel kick. But on the last line of defence, the Peel Thunder player mops up and takes the mark. That was Taylor Jaman, who took the mark on the last line of defence, and now Peel Thunder are on the move again. Sturrock gets the kick out to Conker, and now Peel can get a move on. They go back in board to find Randall. He's got Pina roaming free by the bullseyes, but he doesn't go there. He goes down the line and finds Giro. Giro now moves it quickly, and now they're on. Do they go back in board? No, they go down the line. It's in the Knight direction, but in front there is Moulton. Couldn't take the mark.
Yep.
And it's over the line. No, it's a free kick.
Yeah, a lot of interference there from Knight. Too many numbers, West Perth again. Hamilton picks it up. Got plenty of options. Gets it nicely over to Delaporte. Handballs into the pocket. Over to Munns. Akers behind his opponent.
It was a 4-on-1 situation when West Perth were moving that. They're just not getting enough numbers, Peel Thunder.
So nicely across here to the experienced Hamilton. Over to Moulton. He's about 25 metres in the clear at the moment, so he can pick out his opponent, which he didn't really want to do. Anyway, taken on the chest by Watson. Over to Randall. Look, Randall's been busy in the middle this quarter. Across to Pina. Pina should be able to find a teammate here as it goes high over the head there of Lake. He can't take the mark. Again, the kick not quite to his advantage. Handball tries to be shot out by Peel, but well intercepted by Moulton, and a smother from Peel sees it over the line. But again, not really kicking to the advantage of his teammate there. Peel, Paul, I don't know what you think, probably lack a tall forward today.
Yeah, because especially with the likes of a couple of players that are missing from this game, you got the likes of Weston, O'Driscoll, Howlett, and also Crowden as well, who are missing. They have got some tall players out there, but a genuine tall forward is what Peel are desperately needing at the moment, because Lake's a small forward, Giro's a small forward, and so is Lawler. When
the ball goes in there, they haven't really got... They've got those small guys going for marks.
And you can't have that. You need a tall forward, and that's where West Perth have got the advantage in that. They've got Riddick and Keitel. They're your key tall forwards, but you've also got a small forward who can play the tall forward despite his lack of height, and that's Keegan Knight.
Yep, so Tyrone Thorne gets the free kick. And again, too much height in defence for West Perth, and taken there by Pagararo. He's knocked up 4 or 5 marks today in defence. He's been a great stonewall back there. Looking for his teammate there in Medhat. He's amongst a pack of Peel players. Nicely done it by Murray with the 1-2. He's got some spring in his step, some nice pace. Gets it across to Knott, up towards Riddick. Beautiful turn. Doesn't quite find his teammate, but there's a lot of back up there, and Hobley picks the ball up and finds Shane Nelson.
Good lowering the eyes by Hobley. He was able to settle down the play and get it to Nelson, and now it allows West Perth to maintain possession.
Yep. Across to Mitchell Pearce. So much experience in this West Perth lineup. Across to Moulton. Moulton now has got a free run towards centre half forward. Kicks it up towards Keitel. He's got 1-on-2. He did well to get his hands to this ball. Pina races down behind the pack. He's got his teammate do man. So yeah, that was a bit tough there for Keitel.
Boundary throwing. Almost 20 minutes played in this quarter. West Perth have kicked 3 goals to Peel's 1. And at the moment, it is 6-7 to 2-5. West Perth have a strong lead at the moment in this round 16 clash. Keitel in the ruck, gets underneath the ball, snaps round the corner from 30, and it's across the face for a behind.
Yeah, a bit of clever body work in the ruck there from Keitel.
He stayed down in that one-on-one contest and was able to get an easy grab of the ball and open up some space. But this time, another minor score. Peel Thunder can move it on quickly. Sturrock from centre half back. Plays on, kicks back to the corridor.
Beautiful kick.
Finds Knight.
That's the sort of disposal they want.
And they need more of that if they want to get back the lead. Knight caught by Moulton. Got the kick off in time. Bounces favourably for Nelson from outside the 50. In the Keitel direction. Takes an easy mark.
Yep.
It's
Very
those turnovers.
costly turnover.
Plays on and goes for goal. And he's got number 3.
Costly turnover there for Peel. Knight couldn't find an option up forward, so he hesitated and hesitated until he got caught. And a very costly turnover. What's the umpire doing here? Is he saying he didn't have the advantage?
No, he didn't have the advantage.
Or he played on in front of the mark, perhaps?
He did play on in front of the mark. It looks as though, according to the umpire, so it'll be a second kick at goal for Tyler Keitel. So Keitel, he'll have a second chance at this one with the umpire calling him back. And no breeze to speak of. He's almost directly in front. I don't want to put the commentator's curse on him, but it should be an easy goal for Keitel. This for number 3, kicks through it with authority. Tyler Keitel, he's making it his show again. He has 3, and at the 21-minute mark, West Perth leading, and the margin is ever increasing. They go to 7-8, and they lead at 7-8 to 2-5 as we go to the CD dot replay. Whether it's from a standing start or on the running play, Tyler Keitel makes every chance count.
Yeah, in reality, the ball should have really been up the Peel forward line, but good pressure again from West Perth. They try to crowd the kicker at the moment, and very disciplined play when they haven't got the ball today. You know, they've been putting Peel under pressure and not allowing that run.
And that's down to how West Perth are controlling the clearances at the moment, and that's what Peel Thunder would have to have a look at half-time.
So 7-8-50, it's a pretty good return. 15 scoring shots so far in the game. Peel 2-5-17. So that's indicative of the space they've had in the forward line today. Another excellent bounce from the umpire. Up goes Delaporte. Ball comes to ground and strongly tackled in the middle there as that West Perth player goes down. I think it's Nelson.
Oh, there's a bit of pushing and shoving there. That was Boys who went down.
Boys, who likes being amongst it, I think. Boys. Delaporte gets it down. Boys grabs it again. Handballs over the top nicely to Hobley. Hobley dodges round his player. Kicks it towards centre half forward, looking for Pearce, but well intercepted there. Across to Trey Burnell, and Burnell gets it nicely there out to Hancock. Gets it more wide to Pina. Pina kicks it into space. Really no other option there. There wasn't really a player on his own. Gets it towards the advantage here of a player there in Lawler, but he handballs for some reason straight to Matthew Lloyd, and it goes out of bounds. So again, another turnover forced by West Perth. They had 3 players there, Peel. They just didn't quite work it out amongst each other.
Well, Peel have only got 44% of the possession at the moment compared to West Perth's 56. And another key number here, the marking, 63 to 55.
Yep. So the ball about the 50-metre line here for Peel. Up in the ruck, he pushes his opponent out there, does Blake Acres. He's saying, what, me? So they're missing Lloyd Meek today, no doubt.
Absolutely. I mean, Lloyd Meek is one of those forwards that can really generate some impact in that forward 50, but you know, he's got a well-earned promotion at the Dockers.
Well, Delaporte, bit of fancy footwork, just solves the dummy, goes around his opponent, and a beautiful pass up to Tyler Keitel. So Keitel coming up on the wing. Jeez, he's knocked up the stats today for a full forward. Had a brilliant game. Goes back into defence. Good Agnin. Across to his teammate there, Matthew Lloyd. Finds Pearce. And they're easily working it up the wing here, West Perth. Oh, this ball a bit high for Black, but he's got enough back up there from Pegararo. He's played a ripper of a game today. Kicks it up towards centre half forward. A little shove out there, but nicely done by Watson. Watson this time. Now they're going to try and find a few teammates on their own here. Hancock does it nicely out to do Man. They've got plenty of run here. Here's a chance. Kitching Man. And they've got Blake Acres there. The handball goes on to him. He takes a bounce up towards half forward, crosses it in towards the middle. That's not a great option. And Moulton just stands there and takes the mark. So a bit disappointing. They had a lot of space and time out there. Anyway, Moulton does them a favour, gives it back and kicks it out on the full.
So there'll be a free kick to Peel Thunder on the attacking side of centre. A goal here, and maybe there'd be a bit of a swimmer of hope for Peel heading into half-time, given that they've had 4 goals scored against them compared to the one that was kicked by Jackson Knight.
A little bit of drizzle coming in now.
Yeah, there is a little bit. We hope that the rain would stay away, but it is now here at Provident Financial Oval, so the ground will be a bit slippery. Peel having a few more injury troubles as well. Pena is down. Hand pass comes out. It goes out there towards O'Driscoll. Breaks through one tackle, swings it onto the left foot towards the outer side. And the mark has been taken. A good one too by Jack Sears.
Yeah, O'Driscoll impressive again. Under pressure. Kicking it right under the chest of Sears.
So this will be for the second goal of the quarter, and it'll be a nice stroke of hope for Peel Thunder into half-time. And Cam Shepherd will no doubt want to address a lot of things that his players aren't doing. It's the fundamentals. Sears kick. Doesn't make the distance. Over the top goes late. Couldn't take the mark. Didn't pay it. It goes over the line.
Close to a mark, wasn't it? Now, poor old Jarvis Pena out there. He landed awkwardly. He took a mark out there and he hasn't recovered. Looks like an ankle, perhaps.
Well, it could be worse. You know, judging from where I'm looking at through the binoculars here, it could be his knee.
It looked very harmless, didn't it?
It was a harmless fall, but it looked as though it might do more damage than some others may think. But he's getting help from both trainers, and that is not a good sign for Peel. He is a very dynamic defender, and to lose him, along with the loss of Meek, would be a big blow. And as you mentioned, he has had a very good game. As the ball is on right centre wing, the ground's starting to get slippery from that light drizzle. Not out the back.
And the ball just going past Pena here. The umpire finally says you've got to stop it.
No, they had to stop it. They had to stop it. Why didn't they stop it when Pena was just starting to get carted off by the trainers? Yeah,
so it's obviously his left knee or ankle. Hopefully he's okay. He's just on his own. He just landed after taking a mark and obviously fell awkwardly. So we hope that's not something that's more ongoing. Blake Acres doing the ruck work, getting some generous support from the West Perth fans here in the grandstand as Hancock gets it away, but not before his opponent grabs it. There's Conker running back with the ball. Keitel comes out to lead it. Oh, it just bounces off the bump from Conker. He does the check side, if you don't mind, straight through the middle. Brilliant work. Just held his feet, bounced off that bump from Conker, and skillfully guided it through for his fourth. When West Perth's 8-8-56, Peel Thunder 2-6-18.
And as we see the replay here, it was like Keitel taking someone's lunch money and following it up with a fine check side kick. Keitel's having himself another fine day out, number 4, and before half-time too, and that's the goal West Perth wanted.
Yeah, to 38 points now, but he's putting on a master display today. The league's leading full forward at the moment, up to 44 goals. Was that 46 now for the season?
No, 44.
44.
Because he went into this game with 40, and he's got 4. Dare I say it, he may be on the verge of a double-digit game with the way he's going. But another great goal by Tyler Keitel, and the margin is now 39 points, 8-8-25, as we are at the 29-minute mark on the Shutterguard scoreboard. Ball's this time tossed up. Ground is slippery. Akers gets the hand pass out. O'Driscoll back to Akers. Couldn't keep a handle on it. Now he does, looping it over the top. Hancock delayed it. Nelson barges through. He gets a kick towards the attacking 50. Salisic storms through. Keitel gets first use of it. Hand pass over the top. It comes to Salisic. Looping hand pass, releasing his teammate there in Murray on the forward pocket. He's under pressure from 2 players. Murray regains possession, but it's well done by Peel to get the ball out of that congestion and free themselves of the pressure for the moment. Hand pass comes out. Randall forced to go back over the top, and now they can clear of that defensive 50. Clever kick, and finds Sturrock on the right half-back flank. Sturrock forced back, and Peel Thunder would want to chew up a little bit of time, hopefully to not concede any more goals. Wilson finds Juman down the line to Thorne. Had a good first quarter. He's been held quiet in the second, and the kick finds Merritt on left centre wing.
I think someone like Jackson Merritt or Blake Acres, some marking capacity. Maybe they could do with their switch up forward.
And that's what they would need in the second half, because they are trailing by a big margin. Cullen, high kick towards the full forward zone. And a great mark taken there by Sears. And that's his second good mark in the forward zone.
Got away with that. He had his... That hands in the back rule is I know it had been modified the last couple of years, but he certainly had a couple of hands just holding his opponent forward. The umpire obviously ruled that he was holding him out, not pushing him. So there's a fine line sometimes.
Jack Sears, he's going to kick from right on the 50, and he's directly in front. So this for his first. Just inside the 50, and makes no mistake. A magnificent kick by Jack Sears, and that's a desperately needed one for Peel Thunder to give them a glimmer of hope heading into half-time. They now go to 3-6, and they trail West Perth, who are on 8-8 on the Shutterguard scoreboard, as we see that kick by Sears on the CD.replay. Longer run-up than usual, but he's got a nice follow-through too, and just thought, is it going through? And he knew that moment that it was. A good goal.
Run straight at the target there. Nice straight run-up and good ball drop. So the third goal to Peel Thunder. So 3-6-24, trail by 32 points. So it's been an entertaining quarter. West Perth have kicked 5, Peel have kicked 2. But plenty of nice, open, quick play, which has been treated to this afternoon.
Absolutely. Sears, by the way, from the south of Mandurah, from the South Mandurah Football Club.
Yep.
And his 18th league game as well. So it's another ball up by the umpire. Overrunning it there was O'Donnell. Hancock, up and under kick in the centre square. Lawler hacks the ball out. Players converging on it. There's the siren. An entertaining first half of football, but most of it has been provided by West Perth. They kick 5 goals, 2 behinds to 2 goals, 4 in at the second quarter, and the margin now 32 points in favour of the Falcons, who are aiming for third spot on the ladder at the end of this round. David Clear, I guess West Perth owe their lead to that strong first half and how much pressure they were able to put on Peel in physical terms, and also the way they attack the football.
Yeah, again, they had space in their forward line, and they were a bit more efficient in the forward line this quarter. That was the difference. Peel certainly matched them up more evenly around the contest and in the middle of that quarter, which was a credit to them. But West Perth were more efficient in the forward line that quarter. I mean, Keitel's been brilliant. He's got 4 goals. But and a couple of lovely kicks from towards the boundary. You know, one by Nathan Murray and one by Rudy Riddick that went straight through the middle. So they made the most of their opportunities. But again, an a costly turnover there when Peel had the ball. But I like the way Peel moved the ball a little more efficiently. They just lack a tall target up forward. They've got a lot of small forwards up there, so they're going to have to run it in, which is very energetic. A couple of concerning injuries. We hope Jarvis Pina's all right, and also Scott Nelson came off with looks like some sort of arm injury.
Yeah, big blows to both those teams on the injury front. But West Perth, they have got the ascendancy so far in this match. They lead it by 32 points, 8-8 to 3-6. We'll be back with the halftime highlights and our halftime package here at Provident Financial Oval. Round 16 of the WAFL continues on Front Row Screens.
Shutterguard has been installing Perth's best shutters for over 30 years. With no advertising signs on your front lawn and no sales gimmicks, visit shutterguard.com.au.
Welcome back to Provident Financial Oval. West Perth leading by 32 points in this round 16 OPTUS WAFL clash. 8-8 to 3-6. Paul Persick and David Clear with you in the commentary box. Now, what you're looking at here as we look at the kids here is part of the Junior League led by the West Perth District, and it features Quins and Joondalup Kinross, and these players all living with a range of disabilities. But it is great to see the players, the little kids out there, despite their disabilities, having some fun, having a go on the field, and it just goes to show that people like this, with these conditions that they're living in, are still able to have a go, live out their dream in playing in front of these big grounds. So it is great to see Quins and Joondalup Kinross playing at Joondalup at half-time in a big WAFL game. And it's the first time that it's been done at WAFL level. Also, the food drive led by the West Perth Football Club. They're doing such a great job with that as well.
Yeah, brilliant initiative. I saw the kids out the front of the ground gathering, assembling before the game. Gosh, there's a lot of excitement there.
And a lot of enthusiasm too. It is great to see. As we go to the CD Dot highlights of that first half, David Clear and Paul Persick with you in the commentary box. The 32-point lead at half-time, and it was led by that man, Tyler Keitel. He has got 4 to half-time, but the supply that was offered to him and Keegan Knight was absolutely brilliant. The way Salisic, Black, Shane Nelson, who again has had plenty of the football, and Hamilton and Pecoraro from the defensive end really provided that added supply for West Perth and allowed them to generate plenty of scoreboard pressure in the first hour of football.
Yeah, that's right. They've got, across all lines in the game, they've got strengths, West Perth, and you know, the fact they haven't got Lloyd Meek today means that they're up against it a little bit with the clearances, and with the likes of Black and Shane Nelson, Tom Boys, Nathan Murray around the ball. They've managed to create opportunities for their forwards, but they've run hard. They've had the discipline to run really hard today. And also when they haven't had the ball, they've put pressure on Peel and caused some turnovers. I like the look of a few of the players that are coming out of defence, perhaps not so much that quarter, but certainly Thorne, Pena and Bennell were good running the ball out of defence in the first quarter. But that quarter around the ball, Blake Akers started to come into it more, throwing his weight around. And also young Nathan O'Driscoll, I thought was good in getting in the right position, running hard and also disposing of the ball very effectively. So they've got a lot of small forwards up there, and it's hard. They haven't really got a tall target, unfortunately, Peel.
And that, for one way, is the difference of this game. West Perth have a few more tall forwards compared to Peel, especially with Lloyd Meek missing from the Peel Thunder side. And that's allowed guys like Keitel and Rudy Riddick to really influence this game in their own fashion with the scoreboard pressure that they've had. But on the defensive end, you've got the likes of Hamilton, Pecoraro and Dean Munns for a while in that second quarter, kept himself busy with a few vital intercept possessions. We'll go to the team stats in a moment, but we'll just rattle off a couple of the individual stats. Shane Nelson is 19 to half-time. Black is 17, Molson 16, and Keitel with 13. He did a little bit up the ground as well. Taylor Duman, as you mentioned, David, kept himself busy with 17 touches. Benjamin Hancock has 17. Michael Randall has 15 as well. What about some of the team stats as well? Because despite what it looks on the scoreboard, it's still pretty even Stevens, especially when you're looking at the kicks, the hit-outs and the inside 50s.
Yeah, just a few more disposals, West Perth, in the team stats in that game. More kicks around, where are we? So 23 more kicks, 3 more handballs, 4 more marks and 4 more tackles. They're working hard with 21 tackles. But again, when you look at the tackles, 21 to 17, it's not a huge amount. It certainly indicates how open the game is. West Perth leading the hit-outs 19 to 14, and the inside 50 certainly evened up because it was 16 to 6 at quarter time.
That's right.
So in that quarter, Peel had 16, West Perth 10.
That's right.
5 goals to 2.
Evened
so
it up.
They didn't make the most of their opportunities, Peel, and the West Perth defence have got to be commended on that. So yeah, a better effort from Peel that quarter. There's no question, but it didn't really reflect on the scoreboard.
Absolutely, because they only kicked 4 behinds and 2 goals, but maybe they could have had 4 on the scoreboard, and the margin could have been a little more less than 32 points, and we could have had a much closer contest. But with the way West Perth are able to pressure Peel into making those unforced errors inside their forward 50, and even in defence as well, there were a few turnovers from Peel Thunder that allowed guys like Keitel and Riddick to get those rebound 50s and put more pressure on Peel Thunder in this game. We're going to go around the grounds, David, and in some of the games it's a little bit closer now.
Yeah, look, Claremont 5-3 leading East Fremantle 3-8. They've wasted some opportunities there, East Fremantle. That's at Revo Fitness Stadium, and I saw a picture of Revo Fitness Stadium during the week, and it was like a lake. So obviously some of that water's drained away now, but yeah, it's. I said to someone on Facebook that Warren Ralph wouldn't have been too pleased with those conditions at the old Claremont Oval. At Leederville Oval, the Eagles, West Coast Eagles, are leading their former United club, East Perth, 8-7 to 6-2. So a reasonably high scoring game there at Leederville. So the Eagles got better as the season's gone on, haven't they?
They have, especially in the last month.
As they got more players back. At Steel Blue Oval, Bass and Dean, Swans 6-9-45, lead Perth 4-6-30. So Perth staying in touch there, 15 points. And Peel will be watching the result of that game very, very closely. But, if Peel can't improve on the scoreboard here, that's really irrelevant. I mean, they lose today. They're that's almost the final 5 decided.
Now, and a bit of a percentage boost as well for West Perth, and a percentage loss for Peel as well. And in some of the AFL games at the moment, Brisbane leading the Gold Coast by 24, and the Eagles early on leading by 8 against St Kilda in the second quarter. Now, we're going to go to our special halftime package with the help of our friends at Optus. Let's take a look at AFL Premiership player Will Schofield's return to the WAFL. And remember, it all starts with yes.
I started my career here in Western Australia. I played most of my first year at Peel. It was kind of a good transition between junior footy for me and then AFL. It was that middle ground where I sort of grew up a little bit, and it was why I was keen on coming back here. I really felt like they did have a lot to do with me developing not only as a footballer but as a man.
So Hawthorn have done it.
Probably took a long time to get over 2015. When you make a grand final, you think it's the best thing ever, and then when you lose it, you realise it's actually could be the worst day of your life. 2015 was just a horrible day. It took almost 3 years to get back there. 2018 was life-defining for me. My best mate was killed in a bike accident. After round 1, went to the funeral in Victoria, pretty much considered not coming back to AFL. I had my first child in June of that year, so that was a real wake-up call for me, and it was great. Fatherhood, changed me a lot. It was a huge roller coaster ride for me that year. Really feeling like my whole AFL life, it was all just gone, and I missed the opportunity. I was not going to get the opportunity to validate my work by playing in a premiership. I wanted that opportunity to, in my mind, validate my worth as a player, but as a person.
The Eagle has landed for the Premiers in 2018.
Having won certainly helped that, but I've definitely come to realise your value isn't what you are as a player, it's what you are as a person.
Yeah, well, really, when Scully decided to finish up playing at AFL level, I think he was lured naturally back to Peel, because this is where he played his football before he played AFL, and he felt the sense of the community down here, and he's got a young family. So, from what I can understand, it was quite an easy decision for Will to come back to the club, and yeah, we're definitely thankful that we've got him.
Like sort of any player that comes out of the AFL, you're exposed to an elite level of everything really that comes with AFL. Training, diet, mentality, you name it, we've seen it at AFL level. So I guess some guys go into coaching, and not really for me. I don't really see myself as a coach, but I do like teaching, and I like leading young men.
I know he's really optimistic about the young talent that's coming through here at the club, so it's been great for him to run our emerging leaders program with our Colts and our senior emerging leaders. There's no doubt that he'll help those guys develop.
Do it fortnightly. We work through everything I've learned as an AFL footballer. So it's a little bit of a masterclass for them on leadership, but really it's about being a better man and leading better as a person, understanding yourself and giving you a platform to succeed. If the guys go out and get drafted, I'd be proud, but it would be awesome to see. But they come out and they've learned something and they're able to be a better person outside the footy club. Well, I've probably played my role.
Great package there on Will Schofield, thanks to our friends at Optus. Will Schofield, the 2018 West Coast Eagles Premiership player and an unsung hero of that side. And these are our little heroes on the screen. Queen's Park and Joondalup Kinross, the junior club there with the integrated sides in the West Perth district community as well. What a great job, and it's great to see those people. Even though living with disabilities does have a bit of a challenge, they are still giving it a red hot go and enjoying themselves out there. Plenty of enthusiasm and passion. Earlier today, we had, of course, our Colts and Reserves games here at Joondalup. West Perth winning 13-6 to 10-9 in the Colts, and in the Reserves earlier today as well, another West Perth win, this time by 80 points over Peel Thunder, 15-18 to 14-4. So West Perth looking for the clean sweep. Peel Thunder 32 points behind, still in this game. They've been competitive in patches, but just the fundamentals haven't been going right for them. Their effort in defence can't be faulted for much of the first quarter. And then when getting a couple of goals back in those patches, Knight and Sears, they were able to restrict the margin to 32 points. We're going to take a break. When we do come back, we have the second half all set to go here at Provident Financial Oval. It is the Falcons leading by 32 points here on Front Row Screen Sport. Paul Persick and David Clear will be back with you for the second half after this.
Shatterguard has been installing Perth's best shutters for over 30 years. With no advertising signs on your front lawn and no sales gimmicks, visit shatterguard.com.au.
Welcome back to Provident Financial Oval as West Perth and Peel Thunder look set to get back onto the field for the second half. West Perth leading by 32 points, 56 playing 24. 4 goals to Keitel and 1 apiece to Lynch, Murray, Riddick and Knott. And for Peel Thunder, Thorne, Knight and Sears are the only goal kickers for the Thunder, with a big second half coming up here in Joondalup as part of round 16 of the Optus WAFL Premiership Season 2021. We're at the business end of the preliminary games with only 5 rounds still to go. We've still got 1 round unconfirmed as far as it's concerned back in the start of July, when of course we had the recent lockdown. West Perth coming back onto the field. They're in prime position for their 9th win from 13 games and for the moment possibly 3rd place. So they've got themselves a good percentage boost, and for at least 24 hours, if they can win with the same margin or more, they can jump into 3rd place at the expense of South Fremantle, who play tomorrow in the match of the round against Subiaco, which you'll be able to see live as well on Front Row Screen Sport as part of a double header. As David Clear rejoins me in the commentary box. David, West Perth, they got the fundamentals right in that first half. They were able to kick to targets and kick effectively, and they were able to get scoreboard pressure through their prime forwards. What can they do to really enhance that message? They can keep playing to the fundamentals, or they can really turn it up because they're a good tempo side.
Yeah, they, excuse me, they created a lot of space in that first half. Sorry about that. Especially with the clearance work around the contest. Delaport won a fair bit of the ruck knocks and got it down to the likes of Shane Nelson and Aaron Black, who set up opportunities for their teammates around the ball. So, you know, and they put pressure on the Peel runners. Peel's strength, if they're going to get back into the game, is they need some use their speed out of defence and carry the ball up forward. And
they've got they've got quick defenders, they've got versatile defenders, they've got the likes of Reece Conker, Jaman and Tobe Watson, but they haven't been taking the risks, really. They've often been kicking off a step to loose targets outside their defensive 50, but more often than not, those targets are West Perth players. So they would really have to do a lot more in that defensive half. They've got fast defenders, but like you said, and we'd have to go along with this, they are lacking a tall forward. Of course, Lloyd Meek missing from the side, but it's not to take away the efforts of Giro, Lake, and of course Sears, who took 2 very good marks late in the second quarter to give a little bit of hope for Peel Thunder, but it's been fleeting at the moment.
It has, yeah. And like I said, someone with a bit of bulk, I think, might be a suggestion up forward if they want to take, say, Akers out of the midfield, or even Jackson Merritt. And Merritt, interestingly enough, has got, I think, in the competition statistics for the season, is actually 3rd in the number of marks taken. So he's taken 84 marks in 12 games. So I know he gets a few of those with short passes, but obviously he can grab the ball, and he might be an option up forward as well.
So if you're Cam Shepherd, you'd say to Jackson Merritt, put him at full forward and give Peel that opportunity to go to a prime forward who's not tall enough to be classified as a tall forward, but he's got the power, he's got the leap, and he's got the agility to help Peel Thunder's forward stocks be bolstered in the second half.
Just provide a target, so he can go for the ball, at least provide a contest, and the small forwards can gather around him front and centre, maybe get a few snaps, at goal, similar to what the way Keitel and Knott work up forward.
What would Jeff Valentine say after that first half? He'd be pretty impressed, though, with West Perth's intensity at the football.
Yeah, look, I think he might have been a little frustrated with the wasting a few opportunities 3-6 quarter time, but I think that quarter will be really pleased with the efficiency. It's interesting, I mean, they went down in the inside 50s that quarter, 16-10, so he might just have a word to his midfielders about their centre clearance work. But certainly, I think Driscoll, having Akers in there as well, Pina, although hopefully he comes back from injury, but you know, they got a little bit on top in that second quarter.
We will have an update hopefully from Pina and Nelson on the injury front as soon as possible, but yeah, they weren't looking too well when they got taken from the ground by the trainers. And as you see, West Perth in the huddle now, led by their skipper Aaron Black, veteran of 210 games, this is 211th. He'll continue to enforce the message, play to your abilities and play to that tempo that we've been known for, and provide that supply for Keitel and Knott, which they have done brilliantly to that extent. Dean Munns, he too will be a key. I like his work. And as you see there, Scott Nelson, he's looking okay again. So it looked as though it may have been a little tweak to his arm. I could see there in number 18, he's come off the bench and it doesn't look like he's in pain. And Pina either. So good thing too, they're going to be back on the ground for the second half. We are delighted to report on that front. So that's a relief to both West Perth and Peel Thunder.
Jarvis Pina just going through a few routines, jumping a few vertical leaps, but he's had his knee strapped, but looks okay. It looked worse than what it appears at the moment.
Tote Watson on your screen there, along with Brody Lake. Lake had a few big opportunities in front of goal for those big pack marks, but couldn't hang on to them. He's been held down well by the West Perth defence. As we're about to get underway for the second half here at Provident Financial Oval, it's going to be an important first 10 minutes. For West Perth to reinforce the momentum that they have had in the first half, and for Peel Thunder to get that first goal and peg it back. So those first 10 minutes will be vital in the context of this game. West Perth, for the moment, however, are in control. Sandy Brock, who was the first string ruckman for Peel Thunder, he's starting on the bench, and Lachlan Cullen will go one-on-one with Delaporte in the first ruck contest of this second half. Great atmosphere by the stands next to the commentary box here at Provident Financial Oval, despite the drizzle that we had during the second quarter. And viewers, whether watching in Western Australia, the best state in the nation, or around the world. 32 points is the difference, and West Perth hold that strong advantage as we head into the second half. It's going to be bounced by the umpire, Cullen and Delaporte. Delaporte wins it down. Cullen robes it well, and he's caught high. So Cullen will get the free kick and will take Peel forward. Cullen goes across the ground and finds Bennell. Bennell kept himself busy in that first half. Was immense in patches. He's got options roaming free back in the corridor, but he elects to go down the line. Long kick. They'll contest about 55 metres out, and unable to hang on to that one there is O'Driscoll, and he's not happy about that one. That was an easy mark that should have been taken. And it'll be a boundary throw-in on Peel's 50 by the new Athletic Institute and West Perth change rooms there. Delaporte up against Akers. Delaporte wins that one. Boys out to Black, and West Perth are on the attack again. Kicks down the line towards the attacking side of centre. Knott and Conker. Conker punches it over the line, and not going to be deliberate. Fair decision too. And it'll be another boundary throw-in. It's on the attacking side of centre for West Perth. And we've got themselves a strong head of steam. They lead by 32 points and are keen to snatch up for at least 24 hours third place on the ladder and the double chance.
Up they go in the ruck, taken cleanly as the throw-in was a bit short. Taken by Akers. He tries to find his teammate up there in Lockie Cullen, but didn't quite hit him on the chest. But good work from Akers. I don't know how often he's playing the ruck, but he's having to take on the duties at the moment.
Man, it's a big mismatch in the ruck as well, with Delaporte getting in front.
Does it again. Takes it out of the ruck on the second grab. Good work from Akers. He's got a very strong body, and he's using it to good effect at the moment.
Nelson's back on the ground at the start. Of course, he was taken off the ground by the trainers, but it's good to see him back on.
So Akers to go head-to-head with Delaporte again. Nice high throw in this time, and a bit of jumper holding going on there, but beautifully read off the pack there. Nicely was Randall, gets it up towards full forward. At the back there is Knight. Can he pick the ball up? Just snaps it towards forward. There's a player going there towards the ball, and Cullen can't quite take the mark. Difficult running the same way as the ball, and the ball goes out of bounds.
Great effort too. It was a great effort too there by Gordon and also Murray in the back line, spoiling what would have been an easy mark to Cullen in the 2-on-1. That's where they're kicking too much, Peel Thunder. They need to go to the loose men inside 50.
So this time Cullen in the ruck against Pegararo. Nice handball out there from Hancock. Snapped around there nicely by Merritt. Up towards full forward. Hamilton punches away. Moulton tries to punch it, misses the ball. That allows Giro in. He's tackled strongly. Not sure if he disposed of that properly. And a wonderful tackle there from Pegararo is rewarded by the umpire.
He's had a great game, Pegararo, in that defensive half. Not just his marking, but his tackling as well has proven very crucial in the first 3 quarters for the Falcons, as Pegararo from the back pocket. He's going to drop it short and find Delaporte. Delaporte, he's had a great season so far in the ruck. Has got a lot of options. Peel Thunder are doing well in holding the Falcons down in the back half. But Delaporte is going to send it down the line. One-on-one, over the top goes late. Couldn't take the mark. Where was the communication in that? Randall out to Akers. He gets it back from Watson. Watson almost caught. Dropped the football at the last moment. And now West Perth are on the attack. Riddick. He's got Knott and Keitel free in the forward line, but he elects to go to the outer side towards the veteran in Salisic. He's one-on-one there with Merritt. Salisic, the hand pass, out to Keitel, sidesteps twice, snaps from the corner from 40 metres out, and it is across the face for a behind. Again, those scoring chances, thanks to the turnovers on the defensive half, providing a big benefit for the Falcons at the moment, as they are getting things going again, our Peel Thunder. And from the left half back flank, the kick comes out to Pena. Oh! Hit hard from behind, but he gets up immediately. He's a tough nut as well. Finding Conker. The Conker on centre half back. He's going to chip it short, and Watson will send Peel to the outer side.
Yep, there's Jackson Merritt. One of his many marks, and nice disposal. Finds a teammate out there. And Knight takes the mark. Not sure if the umpire was going to pay that then. He got the kick from Kitching Man. Duman crosses it into Pena. Good to see him running around. Trey Bennell takes the mark under pressure there from his opponent, Alexandre. Finding their teammates now, create a bit more space as the kick goes out there. Finds Merritt. Merritt kicks it in towards full forward. Oh, but the player there in front fell over in Blake Akers. So maybe they've made the switch there, Paul. Maybe they put Akers up there, but unfortunately Hamilton took an easy mark there as Akers fell over. This time, Duman intercepts, plays on straight away, gets the kicker towards the 50, and a safe mark there taken by his teammate. I think that might be Randall, is it?
No, it's Sturrock.
Sturrock. He makes a little bit of ground here, but Duman is taking a bit of a venture forward. So they're getting a bit of height up there now. Duman and Akers spending some time in the forward 50.
He's going to back himself here, is Duman. He's a big kick.
Yeah, he's got the Brett Lee run-up happening here. So he crosses the centre square line. He'll kick from about 55. He'll do well to make the distance here. Kicks it up towards the goal line, but it makes the distance okay, but out to the left for a minor score.
Would have loved him to see do the Brett Lee chainsaw if he got that if he got that goal.
3-7-25 try West Perth, 8-9-57.
And that's on the Shutterguard scoreboard in this third quarter. Kitchingham, hand pass out on the intercept to Akers, kicks back to the corridor. West Perth with numbers at the back of the football get the better of it. Hand pass comes out towards Cullen. His kick is nothing but nothing, out of bounds on the full.
Yeah, he read that Shane Nelson handball really nicely, didn't he? And really probably could have gone closer with that kick, I think.
Now the kids having to get the ball back to Hamilton out of the hill, so it will take a bit of time.
He was only 25 metres out there.
He was, but he was under significant pressure as well. West Perth get it out of the defensive 50, but only just. It's still inside, however. Moulton, close to the boundary line, he went over. He went over when he swung onto his left foot. A
And,
little bit of a schoolboy error, they say.
and got a bit of tunnelling from Thorne after he got rid of the ball. His legs are okay though, but so there'll be a throw in about 60 metres out from the Peel Thunder goal. Akers in the ruck up against Delaporte as they jostle for position. Well read. Oh, he sinks to his knees and got a high tackle there.
Wasn't paid.
Thorne wasn't paid, so the umpire said he obviously ducked. He certainly got a high one. And strong in front nicely there is O'Donnell. Couldn't get around him, his opponent. That was Hughes. Pearce accepting the handball, running past. Looking for Knott in the pocket, finds him.
Keitel's roaming free inside 50.
Keitel's got some space. Duman's come off him as he waits for it. And despite the efforts of Duman, takes the mark on the chest. But again, just standing off his opponent too much there, Duman. He was probably 15 metres in the clear.
Never leave Keitel roaming free inside 50. That is the fundamental when you've got anyone tasked with taming Keitel. Duman left his opponent free inside 50. You cannot do that.
Credit to Duman. He's trying to run forward as well as run back, but Keitel has a relatively straightforward shot. And no mistake for Tyler Keitel. His fifth, West Perth ninth there. 9-9-63 on the Shutterguard scoreboard. Peel Thunder 3-7-25. 38 points in the league.
And again, that goal came off the defensive turnover, and that's where West Perth have controlled the game at as well, like many facets. But as you see there, Keitel, another smooth kick. Didn't have to put too much into it because he was kicking from around 20. But he knew that one was going through the moment it left the boot. And that is number 5 for Tyler Keitel. Could be on the verge of double digits this afternoon if he keeps this form up. And he goes now to 45 for the season.
Well, Knott was 5 or 10 metres in front of his opponent. And Keitel was probably 15 metres behind his opponent. So, again, the defenders are not placing any body pressure on their opponents.
9-9 plays 3-7. Joining us live on Front Row Screen Sport, your number 1 in 2021.
Out of the middle, Nathan O'Driscoll, well read, kicks it up inside 50. And Akers is up there. They fly. No one takes the mark. Well read off the pack there for West Perth by Lloyd. Gets the handball out there to Moulton. Moulton on the left. Kicks it up the wing. No one is there really in particular. Cullen for Peel. It's met solidly by Riddick. He's felt that one. A fair bump. Handball here from Delaporte. Out to Lynch. Lynch onto O'Donnell. Running past nicely there is Boys. Boys up towards Keitel. It's too far for him. Duman Smalls. Not with pace. But he's met solidly there by Conker. Well done by Conker. Put pressure on Knott. Kicks it up towards the wing. And it's punched away nicely. Play continues. Munns gets the handball away there to Guaragnan. And it goes out of bounds. So, quick passage of play there from West Perth. But good defence there from Reece Conker.
That was really solid there. He knew Knott was in front of him by about 5 metres, but he gave it absolutely everything to go for the spoil. It's going to be thrown in on the outer side. And West Perth will look to get it back their way as it is on the attacking half. O'Donnell and Akers. Akers gets the tap out. He roves it brilliantly again. Gets it out to Knight. Knight on left centre wing. He kicks down the line, or one-on-one. Lloyd in front with the spoil. And it is going to be over the line again. Another throw-in. We're now one-on-one inside the forward 50 at the moment. It is Sears and Hamilton. And Peel will look to get to that one-on-one because Sears has got good marking prowess inside that forward 50. It'll be another throw-in by the hill. It'll be 80 metres out from Peel's goal. Akers again wins the tap out, but again, a Falcon roves it. Kick towards Giro. He couldn't take the mark. Socket off the ground. It's a 2-on-2 out there, but West Perth have more numbers to it. Medhat sockers off the ground. Well played there by Watson. Hand pass out. Comes to Lake. Lake kicks. They'll contest about 65. It's a spoil from behind. Cullen read it well out the back. Did he get pushed there by Pecoraro? Umpire says no. Good gather there by Guadanin. Loops it over the top, finding Medhat, releasing Nelson. Nelson kicks down the line towards the attacking side of centre for the Falcons. Not good pick up, but he's over the line. It was going to be a close call between Knott and the boundary line, but unfortunately for Knott, the boundary line won out. But they do cover around 35 metres. Did West Perth on that last passage. So it'll be another throw-in. O'Donnell playing from behind against Akers. He won the tap, however. Ball at ground level. Kitchingman, hand pass out to Lawler, almost got slung off it. Black, great play by Black. He gets it out to Nelson, he kicks towards left half forward, and a good hard lead by Connell Lynch. He's going to kick it to the hot spot. Low trajectory
Beautiful.
for Keitel, and that is a wonderful mark on the chest. A great kick by Lynch, setting up Keitel's lead.
Yeah, really precise disposal from West Perth. Shane Nelson hardly any time. He came out of that pack and he hit the chest of Connell Lynch on the lead, beautifully kicking the space. And then Lynch, what a beautiful bullet-like pass, hitting the chest of Tyler Keitel, lining up for his sixth.
Keitel for a half dozen. From 40 metres out, low trajectory, but he's put it through. Tyler Keitel, he's once again making it his show. He has started off the second half with the first 2 goals. And at the 13-minute mark on the Shunnerguard scoreboard, it is 69 playing 25. West Perth continue to grow their lead.
Well, I know you said earlier in the game, Paul, that rather slyly that you thought maybe a double-figure game for Keitel. He's already got 6. What are we? We're not even halfway through the third quarter.
He's that impressive as a forward. He continues to kick these big bags. He's leaving the Bernie Naylor medal. If a double-digit game comes his way, maybe the whole of West Perth could be celebrating tonight. But the way they've been able to go about it, you know, the way they're moving the football and the way they're getting those vital defensive turnovers and following that up with good ball movement is what makes this West Perth side, I reckon, of this year, a genuine threat, you know, for that double chance. And they're playing for the double chance today.
Yeah, well, with Subi playing South tomorrow, one of those sides will lose, unless it's a draw, of course, but a chance to make a bit of ground on the side that loses.
A lot of talk about draws. So I think it's like 870 games, 871 games rather, without a draw.
Wow,
so it's been a long stretch.
It has indeed. All right, Pearce tries to get the ball out of the middle, handball out. There's Lawler in there, but nicely shot out there towards Black. He fumbles. Ball comes there. Oh, beautiful agility there from Tyrone Thorne out of the middle and puts it nicely out there in front of Jackson Knight. Gee, that was smart work there from Thorne onto Merritt. Merritt handballs across to Pina. Pina, a bullet-like pass, but it misses Knight this time. So easy enough for Black to follow up. His kick isn't precise, so it makes it hard there for Guadagnan, but he follows up nicely, recovers his work. Out to Hobley. Hobley's got a bit of time there to make some choices.
Good
and
kick.
He crosses it nicely. A dangerous kick, but a precise kick. Finds Nelson onto Riddick. Riddick is taken in the tackle, but they can't throw him to ground. Nice kick out here. Oh, lovely mark by Thomas Medhat. Flies high over his opponent, Watson. Hobley follows up with the run through. Kicks it towards Keitel. What can he do here? One hand, it goes up, doesn't quite take the mark, and lays the solid buff there on Conker. But 1-on-2. I thought he might even drag the one-hander in.
Well, that
Keitel.
mark by Medhat was nothing short of spectacular. He too is having a great game. As for the moment, we'll go around the grounds and Swan District's gaining control again.
Yeah, 8-11 to 5-6. They're up by 23. Eagles shooting ahead 12-8 to 7-5 against East Perth, and Claremont 33 points up over the Sharks.
Claremont looking good to keep top spot on the ladder. But here at Joondalup, West Perth are in control. Peel get another clearing kick out of the defensive 50. Intended there for Akers. Socket off the ground by Moulton. Salicic, a good pickup. Hand passes back to Scott Nelson. Gathers with the right foot. He kicks in the Keitel direction. Does he go high? He does. Couldn't take the mark, but mopped up by Merritt. And Pure Thunder will look to clear out of that defensive 50. They go back into the corridor and will find James Sturrock. Sturrock inside defensive 50. They'll clear out here, finding Watson. Watson will have plenty of targets at his disposal. They're going to switch to the outer side. And Peel will look to follow up with a couple of short passes because they want to slow down the tempo in this third quarter because West Perth have had complete control of it in the first 3 quarters. Conker just slowing things down at the moment. Hasn't got a lot of options, so he's going to have to go down the line. But that is a good kick, an effective one too. And finds Lawler, who's pushing down back. So Lawler, he's going to go short to the run of Merritt. Couldn't take the mark. Pushed out of it by his fellow number 5 in Alexandre. Follows up with a good tackle on Merritt, but it'll be a stoppage. The umpire says, give it to me, we'll have the ball up.
Yeah, 2 goals to none this quarter for West Perth. So Peel have just got the 1 point despite all their efforts. A lot of players around the ball here on the wing. Up goes Cullen in the ruck this time. A lot of Peel players have had a go at it today, including Akers. Lawler can't make any ground with the ball there. Tackled strongly by West Perth.
And the forward 50s for each side are pretty much free, apart from a couple of one-on-one contests as well. So both sides would love to get that entry.
O'Donnell up in the ruck. Thorne tries to get out of the pack, bounces into the hands of Lawler, gets it onto Merritt, and a lovely kick out in the front there to advantage Knight. Lovely kick from Merritt. This time the lead comes out there, and he can't take the mark there. In front there was Sandy Brock. But a pretty good kick, Paul.
It was.
He just didn't judge the mark.
There was good vision there by Knight to send it in the Brock direction, who's pushing up forward for this third quarter. But dare I say it, if Brock would have taken the mark, he had a height advantage over Hamilton, who was his defender, and it could have been a big chance for Peel to get their fourth goal.
So throw it in the forward pocket is a chance for Peel. A lot of players around the ball though. Akers in the ruck, knocks it down to the front of the pack. Shane Nelson is in there. He goes to ground under a pile of Peel players. So it's like a rugby union scrum there. So many players around the ball. Thrown up by the umpire. Akers in the ruck, almost tries to take it out of the pack. Taken on by Black. Oh, a player slung the ground. I'm not sure if that was a dangerous tackle. I think it might have been. Hopefully he's okay. That might be Hamilton down there. No, Mitchell Pearce. So Braden Lawler playing a rather aggressive tackle there, but good decision by the umpire, I think. His head hit the ground pretty hard. 44 points the margin. So hasn't got a lot on. So he goes to a lead here of Alexandre. Nice kick again. The disposal's been a feature today, West Perth. This one up the wing and then fumbled by Med Hat. So players take the opportunity to do multiple interchanges. Nathan O'Driscoll comes off for Peel Thunder. Done a good job, the 19-year-old, strapping lad. As up they go in the ruck. Akers, Delaporte pushes him out, but he tries to take it again. He's sort of taken front position as his own in those ruck contests, Blake Akers.
I have to say the umpires are doing a tremendous job as well. They're letting the game go when free kicks have been unnecessary to pay.
Yeah.
And when they have been necessary, they've been paying the free kick. So they've done a good job today.
Delaporte out of the pack, under the chest of Riddick. I think it was touch ball. It was play on. Picked up by Lake. Nicely here out to Hancock. He kicks the ball, a scrubby kick up towards centre half forward, but the ball comes out to Randall. Randall onto Akers. Takes deliberate short pass, and nice kick from Akers. And finds the chest there of Sears.
Where has that been all game from Peel Thunder? When they've got the ball up forward, they're often kicking it hesitantly to a 2-on-1, and they're not getting it to loose targets long enough. But where has that been all game? But a good kick too by number 10 there for Peel Thunder, that being Blake Akers, and nice short pass in the path of Sears, who had good positioning on that lead to take that chest mark.
So going for his second. It's a similar position to what Rudy Riddick steered one through in the second quarter. Like I said, not a lot of wind to speak of today. This one starts it in the middle, but it drifts left. Again, a bit of a helicopter.
I have to say, he hooked that one.
Yep, so another minus score to Peel, 3-8-26. West Perth 10-9-69.
So Guananan will restart play for the Falcons. It's a long kick, but it's more like a mongrel kick, and waiting in front there was Akers. Akers, he goes for the hand pass, releases Juman, kicks towards the right half forward flank, right full forward pocket rather, and Connell Lynch mopping it up and taking a good mark.
Well, Juman, that's his 23rd possession. He's got a lot of the ball today.
Akers leaping high, couldn't hang on to that one. Bit of miscommunication there, Medhat and Black. But Medhat gets it out to Munns. Black loops it over the top towards Lynch, releasing Black again, out to Moulton, who's under pressure. Good pressure by Akers. Goes to Kitchingman, gets caught in a good tackle, but Kitchingman gets the short pass in time, finding Knight.
Yeah, good pressure from Peel. And Akers is doing... he's got better as the game's gone on today.
He's had a good third quarter, being in the ruck and up forward as well, providing a valuable target in that forward line. But
18 possessions for Akers.
That kick from Kitchingman as well provided a good leeway for Knight to take that mark. So this for his second. Directly in front.
Nice
and
kick.
That is a lovely kick by Jackson Knight. That's his second goal. And Peel Thunder get one back against the run. They go to 32. But they are well behind the Falcons at the moment. They are on 10-9-69. Peel Thunder go to 5-8 on the Shutterguard scoreboard as we go to the CD Dodd replay. Nice kick by Knight. Knew that one was going through the moment it left the boot.
Yep. Taken 6 marks today, Knight. So quite a little bit of a target. He's not overly tall, but he's worked hard in the forward 50.
And you can see there Blake Acres just roaming free on the screen there. He too has been a big asset in the third quarter, despite where they're positioned on the scoreboard at the moment. Blake Acres has given a tremendous effort, and they've played some good football in patches, have Pure Thunder. They're able to get physical, but what's been their downfall, as far as they're concerned, has been the clearances and their lack of a tall forward.
So in the middle again, Delaport is rucked most of the day. Cullen goes over the top, gets it, but Aaron Black reads it nicely off the pack. Salasich ball is a half volley, difficult one to pick up, picked up by Lawler, across to Merritt. Good combination there with Pina. Pina looking for Gyro, but he picks out Alexandre instead, the opposition player, up towards O'Donnell, takes the mark in front. The umpire's paid it. Well, I was almost expecting to call Cullen's name there, but a lovely kick off the boot there. It gave O'Donnell every chance, and vice-like grip on the ball.
It was how O'Donnell was able to get to the front of that one-on-one contest, really determined that O'Donnell was going to take that mark, because the way he was able to position himself to the flight of the football and how he stayed in front of that one-on-one contest. A great mark.
Costly turnover in the middle there again from Peel. You know, they had the ball and gave it straight over to Alexandre. They made the most of it. So O'Donnell coming in from about 45. Kicks towards goals, and the West Perth teammates like it. Straight through the middle. Quick answering goal from the Falcons. 11-9-75. Peel Thunder 4-8-32. And O'Donnell, that's his first on the board.
Another 3 goals in the quarter for West Perth. They kicked 3 in the first, 5 in the second, and they've got another 3 at the moment. As we go to the CD Dodd replay. Smooth follow through too by O'Donnell. The way he got in front and took a very good mark under pressure, and following it up with a nice goal. And even with Keitel, who was on the bench for a few minutes, O'Donnell and co can still provide those avenues to goal up forward. It's just another reminder of West Perth's depth inside that forward 50.
He's worked hard today, just resting in the forward line. He's had 9 hit-outs as well, so he's done a bit of work in the ruck when Delaporte hasn't been on the ball.
So Delaporte and Cullen again in the ruck. 11-9 plays 4-8 on the Shutterguard scoreboard. We're just about to reach the 24th minute of this third term. Another great atmosphere here in Joondalup on this Saturday afternoon. Delaporte wins the tap down. Cullen tries to snatch it back, overruns it. Delaporte goes over the top. And now Hobley goes through 2 tackles. Kick beautifully smothered there by Merritt and O'Driscoll, respectively. And it's going to be a free kick.
I think he got a trip there, O'Driscoll.
He did. O'Driscoll will swing it onto the left foot. And we'll find Merritt.
There's a lot of leading up, Merritt. This is where he gets so many marks, I think.
Yeah, he's a good solid lead in the midfield, and that is a good kick too by Merritt. Finds the big man in Cullen. His 22nd WAFL game. Over the top there goes Sears. He couldn't take the mark. Kitchingman goes to ground, gets it out to Thorne. Kitchingman gets it back. West Perth players out the back of the football, providing greater numbers. Lynch, a hand pass intended for his teammate in Munns. It's close to the boundary line. Peel Thunder looking to get themselves out of strife here. Well done by Hamilton. He gets caught in the tackle, but gets boot to ball, and it's an ineffective kick. Merritt, long towards the goal square, but it's nowhere near the goal square. It's out of bounds on the full, and it'll be West Perth to reset from the back pocket through Mitchell Pearce, who started originally in the ruck roving position, but he's played a bit down back today, and he's been quite adaptable for the way he's played in defence. So Pearce is going to reset.
That was quite hard work there from Peel, but they're working hard around the contest without perhaps a lot of flow in getting the ball forward.
And that's what they needed in that first quarter before West Perth got on that hot start. Lynch down at ground level. Delaporte and a couple of Peel Thunder players converging. But it's Murray who got the hand pass out of the congestion. Riddick finds an opening, goes with a long spiral punt and finds Watson for Peel Thunder. Takes a good intercept mark. Back to the corridor, and that's where Randall is. Randall on the outer wing here at Joondalup. Randall will go down the line. Good positioning by Sears from behind. But West Perth again with greater numbers around the football, continuing to make an impact. Nelson out to Delaporte.
Good
That's
kick.
a beautiful kick by the big man. And West Perth again on the attack. Alexandre, the kick towards O'Donnell. Almost a half volley there, but the umpire says that is a mark. O'Donnell.
Just,
Well, we did take a bit of a heavy landing, and the clock will continue to run, but we'll have a bit of a delay here. O'Donnell just a bit winded after that.
yeah.
Gets the hand pass out to Lynch. Lynch sends it towards the forward line. 3 players went up for Peel Thunder. One of them stayed down. Is Keitel, and it's another one. He's got 7.
7 out of 12.
Tyler Keitel, again, he's making it his show. We've been talking about that all afternoon. Keitel makes it 7 and 3 for the quarter. And West Perth continue to build their lead as we go to the CD dot replay.
Yeah, just doing some roving this time. He didn't go up for the contest. 3 Peel players up in the contest. He just waited down the ground level and did what Keegan Knott normally does.
But look at what Alexandre did as well. You know, he too was roving in the contest, but was able to flick it out to his left-hand side, and where Keitel was roaming free out the back of the contest. Good setup by Alexandre.
It's been an amazing game from Keitel, really. He's kicked 4 points as well. 7 goals, 4.
That's still a pretty good record.
11 scoring shots on goal has been somewhat incredible. You know, the number of stats he's building up are almost midfield-like.
So 81 plays 32.
Yeah, the margin really blowing out here now. 49 points.
It's a healthy percentage boost for West Perth too.
Yeah, somewhat unassailable now for Peel. Akers in the ruck. Beautiful bounce from the umpire. Up goes Delaport a little bit before acceptances. O'Driscoll does some hard work. Gets the ball nicely out to Randall. He tries to get it back to Akers, but well intercepted from Aaron Black. Does the hard work running backwards. Guadagnon gets the handball out to Hobley. Back to Guadagnon nicely. But the kick off a little bit off the side of the boot. The umpire called this deliberate. No, he doesn't. He said that was close enough to his teammate.
Almost on the full there, but West Perth can be a bit lucky on that one.
Duman looks like a good athlete, doesn't he? He's probably had 20 possessions, but he's been running up and down the field, forward and back. This ball nicely read out the back of the pack by Nelson, and straight onto the chest. This time, surprisingly, a drop there from Keitel, but he tackles Watson in the follow-up. Keitel does some more work, gets another stat, handball out the back. This time to Lloyd, but straight onto the chest there of the Peel defender. And Duman, he's clocking up the possessions as well. It's amazing. He's played on Keitel for most of the day, and both of them have probably racked up nearly 20 possessions.
So they've got 7 goals on him.
Big tackle from Alexandre. Didn't see him coming, and that's holding the ball. Poor old Pina. He's looking for options upfield, but didn't see him coming from behind, and that's holding the ball.
Alexandre from just outside the 50. It's an up and under kick in the not direction. Spoiled from behind. Keitel got the sit. Is he going to go around the corner? From 45 metres out towards the top of the goal square. No mark. Lynch was roaming free. Well played in the end there by Bennell. Is he going to rush it through? No. Peel Thunder now go on the attack again. They go back to the corridor and they find Benjamin Hancock. Hancock looking to push it back for Peel at the moment and hasn't got some options, but he did have one just roaming free outside 50. Hancock kicks towards the outer wing and a double punch by Delaporte. He's had himself a hell of an outing this afternoon as well.
He's got some nice skills as well around the ground. His kicking has been exceptional.
But the way his agility is able to shock the opposition players also has been fantastic. Delaporte in the ruck again. In front, gets the tap. O'Driscoll has possession but gets bundled by Nelson. And another ball up will commence. Delaporte in front. He's up against Akers. Akers has done well on the ruck against him despite the mismatch in height. And there's the siren. West Perth had another strong quarter there. They restricted Peel Thunder to just 1 goal. And the margin stretches out to 49 points at three-quarter time. 4 goals to 1 in the third quarter. Keitel has 7. And Aaron Black and Shane Nelson amongst the leading possession getters once again for Peel Thunder. The likes of Cullen, Randall, Merritt and also Conker getting plenty of the football in that third quarter, David Clear. But again, that third quarter belonging to the Falcons.
Yeah, again, making the most of their opportunities. If you actually look at the inside 50s in the match, they've actually evened up quite a bit. 32 to West Perth, 30 to Peel. But the efficiency of West Perth and the ability, when they look up, when they're in the middle of the pack, they look up, there's always someone there to support them. So they've created extra numbers at the contest, and when they've taken it forward, the Peel defenders haven't really played shoulder to shoulder. They've stood off their men a little bit, and a good example is Tana Demand, who's played a lot on Keitel today. Now, Keitel's kicked 7 goals, but Demand's run off him a fair bit. You know, I think if you look at the two stats here, Demand's now got the second most possessions on the ground, 25 possessions, and Keitel's had 18 for 7 goals 4. So quite bizarre, those two playing on each other, but they've played off each other at the same time. So
absolutely.
there's been space in the West Perth forward line. When West Perth look up, the midfielders, they've got the ball, there's always someone a couple of metres ahead of their opponent, or in one of those cases that quarter, Keitel was 15 metres behind his opponent. So
West Perth by 49 points at three-quarter time. We'll be back with the last quarter from Provident Financial Oval, live on front row screens. West Perth looking for a big percentage boost in third place on the ladder. Back with the last quarter after this.
Shatterguard has been installing Perth's best shutters for over 30 years. With no advertising signs on your front lawn and no sales gimmicks, visit shatterguard.com.au.
Welcome back to Provident Financial Oval here in Joondalup. It is a round 16 clash between West Perth and Peel Thunder, and it is the Falcons leading by 12-9-81 to 4-8-32. The margin at the moment is 49 points, and West Perth continuing to blow the game out. And the percentage, David Clear, with Paul Persick in the commentary box, sounds quite interesting because third and fourth aren't separated by that much.
no, well, even between second and fourth, you know, Claremont 121, South Fremantle 121, both on 36 points, and West Perth 120.
So it's possible that West Perth, and even if Claremont can get up today, might even jump into second for 24 hours.
I mean, Subia's percentage is kicked out, and they're 140, and Swans are way behind 104. But between second and fourth, this last quarter could be particularly important for West Perth to pick up the percentage.
As we go.
If we look around the grounds today, Perth have come back a little bit. They're 19 points behind Swans, 9-13 to 7-6. And then over at Revo Fitness Stadium, Claremont are 33 points up on the Sharks, 11-8 to 5-11. And the Eagles have kicked clear of East Perth, 14-8 to 8-6, in that they're both on the bottom half of the ladder. But West Perth, I would suggest, based on the score at the moment, their percentage is probably shot ahead of South and Claremont, but Claremont will probably win that game today, so they'll stay a game ahead of West Perth. But South and Subi, West Perth will win today. They'll draw level with South Fremantle or Subiaco, and potentially if South lose tomorrow against the Lions, West Perth will jump them.
Yeah, anything can happen tomorrow when that game is broadcast live on the front row screens. But as we check out the CD Dot highlights in the meantime, again, it was a quarter dominated by West Perth, how they controlled the tempo and got more numbers around the football and disposed of it effectively, especially with the likes of O'Donnell, Keitel, Black and Nelson firing.
Absolutely. We see O'Donnell there taking a spell up forward. Riddick, they just haven't been able to pull him to ground today. He just keeps busting through tackles. Watson's tried hard in the back pocket. Mitchell Pearce has been part of that midfield brigade, playing a little bit at half back, but there's a roving goal from Keitel, if you don't mind. 7 goals, 4 he's kicked, and it'll be a matter of interest in the last quarter. If he gets an early one, can he kick 10? A rare feat.
No, it's every chance that Keitel could kick 10, but he'll have to kick. He will have to kick 3 straight, and maybe if he kicks the first 3 in the last quarter. But what a great game he's had. But you talked about off-air Taylor Juman, and before the 3-quarter time break as well, that he's been playing a lot off him in terms of where they're positioned on the ground and how Juman is able to run off his man and get a few intercept possessions while running from him. But he's had 7 goals leaked against him.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
it's still a 50-50 battle.
Yeah. Well, I've got a feeling I think I know what the coach would prefer. Maybe Keitel with 0 or 1 goals.
Yeah, they prefer. Cam Shepherd and co would want Keitel with 0 goals, but unfortunately that hasn't happened. 2-man
with 10 possessions, perhaps. But yeah, look, he's a great engine, Taylor Duman. We've seen him a couple of times. He's actually kicked 2 behinds.
He did.
Playing from full back. drift up forward, provide another option for Peel, which has been creditable, but on the rebound, you know, he provides Keitel with a little bit of space, but he's got a great engine, he's tall, he's athletic, he's got speed as well, and he's at 25 possessions, so how do you weigh his game up?
Well, I'd have to say if you were allotting points out of 10, you'd definitely give it around an 8. You know, given that he's had a lot of the possession and he's run off Juman for most of those possessions, but that 7 goals that has been kicked against him is the only down mark that of his game. Because like you said, he's got a very good engine, he's got a good core of a game, like how he likes to play a typical game, a 4-quarter game, and he's very good on his feet.
He's almost playing like a winger.
While playing at full back,
running up and down the field.
But that's similar
providing
to
a link.
That's similar to what Keitel has done in patches for the first 3 quarters.
He's come up occasionally to try to provide an option, but he hasn't had to come up too often, to be honest, to help his midfield out. So we're about to commence the last quarter. 49 points the difference. Still overcast here at the arena, but the rain has ceased, fortunately.
Goodness gracious me, indeed. We only had a light drizzle in that second quarter, but thank golly that the rain has eased off. Final quarter is on. Peel Thunder have got the first clearance. Sturrock gets the hand pass out to Bennell. Bennell kicks long towards Peel's half-forward line. And on the lead, Blake Acres had himself a good third quarter up forward, despite Peel being held to just 1 goal. Acres, he's going to kick it long towards Sears. Couldn't take the mark. Well played in the end by Giro. He snaps towards goal and is missed.
Nice blind turn out of the pack. Did the skillful work, but couldn't quite finish.
Now West Perth will reset it now. The margin now 48 points as we're into the first minute on the Shatterguard scoreboard. Don't forget, the second leg of an FRS double header tomorrow. Subiaco and South Fremantle from 2 o'clock. It's going to be a big game between
first versus third.
Yep, two big flag contenders in the side.
So Delaporte, there's a player about 30 metres on his own out there. Here's Guaragnan. Kicks it in towards the middle, and Lawler pushes his opponent out, and the umpire sees that. So there's a free kick there for Hamilton. Lawler couldn't quite make up that space, so decided to lay a push. Across to Munns, just sharing the ball at the moment, West Perth. Across to Pegararo. He's had a tremendous game today. Pearce. And just coming up the line, as they do a lot in the AFL, they come round the boundary coming out of defence, looking for options, but Peel have got them covered at the moment. He might have to go long up the line. No, he goes almost back through the goals again. But Munns finds Hamilton, and finally they get a path out of defence. Lloyd into Moulton. Good running there from West Perth. Onto Lynch. Lynch out to his teammate, and all of a sudden they're inside 50. The ball, a bad bounce for Keitel. Riddick uses his bulk to bust through the pack, gets it in front of him, gets the handball back towards Keitel. Oh, beautiful spin out of trouble. Once, couldn't do it twice, so he gets tackled, has to get the desperate handball away, and therefore that forces the turnover. Nicely done there by Pina. Gets a combination of the handballs, but that kick, is the only one down there is Hamilton. So he can do what he likes. It seems to be a distinct lack of pressure this quarter, as the both teams have come out, perhaps not with the same intensity. Across to Guaragnan.
Guaragnan from centre half back. The kick unfavouring Black.
Oh.
And Peel Thunder again get it towards their attacking 50, but 2 West Perth players across out the back of the ball. Munns takes the mark, gets it out to Hobley. Hobley looping it over the top to Black. Releasing his teammate in Boys. Boys goes in the Keitel direction. It's a 1-on-1. Keitel couldn't take the mark. Front and square there was Juman. He's done brilliantly this afternoon. It comes out to Watson. Fakes the hand pass, goes over the top, and Peel can clear again. They've got good intentions at the moment of Peel Thunder, despite the margin on the scoreboard. Sturrock's kick towards the outer wing is good and finds Lawler. Lawler goes back inboard only slightly, and it's now on left centre wing. They can get a move on again. Acres on the attacking side of centre now.
Someone all on his own centre half forward. Oh.
And who does that go to? Well, it was partially smothered by Lynch, but he rebounded. Kitchingham out to Randall, and that's a good kick by Randall, and it goes back to Hancock.
Well, Acres has got some space there, and it's centre half forward. Kitching man takes the mark. There's a lead put on there by Thorne. Sides against it. Just undecided at the moment, Kitching man. So he just goes long. It's going to be difficult. Akers throws his opponent out of the way.
Holding.
And the umpire says that's illegal. So it might have been within 5 minutes, but I'm not sure if you're allowed to grab your opponent and sling him aside.
And the umpire was in the right spot to make that decision, though. Boys takes a good mark on the left half back flank. And they're just slowing things down again. They know that the game is sewn up from their point of view, but there's still 20 minutes of football remaining. Black reels it in nicely with the one hand. He too has played a great game.
He'd have to be one of the fittest guys in the waffle.
Oh, he's got tremendous speed.
He's still running hard. That's a bit unnecessary there from Duman, I think. Taking him down after he took the mark. I don't understand why that's not 50 metres.
Yeah, that's a bit of a head scratcher if I have to say so myself.
Nelson across to Black again, building up those stats, those two. Anyway, across to Pegararo. He goes long, right out to the opposition wing there. And that's Lloyd. Lloyd's been busy as well. And Nuns has had a long run up the field as well, up in the wing. He's normally stationed in the back pocket. Back to Lloyd. They've worked it well and are pushing the back, but Medhad still takes the mark. He's provided a good option leading up from the forward line today. Centres the ball. Up goes Keitel, but nicely coming back. I think that's Hughes.
No, it's Duman.
Duman. Gosh, he's everywhere, isn't he?
He has been. He's had himself a big game.
Talent Watson gets it wide out to his teammate. And a nice pass finds Sears on the wing. So plenty of space available to the players in this last quarter as the opposition running tails off a little bit. Akers almost takes a chest mark in front of Hamilton. Has the strength to get the ball back and does well to get the handball out to Loyler, but he stuffs the kick and kicked the ground with his boot. And there'll be a ball up. They had a chance to run on there, Peel.
Well, they did. They had numbers at the back of the football, but unfortunately, Lawler fumbled at the last moment. Akers snatches it out of the ruck. He kicks to a 2-on-1 and good flight by Moulton. He takes a good mark inside the defensive 50.
Yeah, no chance, Gyro, there against those two players.
Moulton is going to go across the ground to Guadanin and finds Lynch outside defensive 50.
Well, ground bathed in sunshine, most unusual in July.
Yeah,
in Perth.
absolutely. Well, we did go above the average rainfall here in Perth in just 2 days, but good to see the sun come out here in Joondalup. West Perth are going to get plenty of it come the final siren. The kick goes towards Riddick. He couldn't take the mark. Mopped up well there by Sturrock. And a long kick finds Merritt. He's got a couple of players roaming free. One of them is Thorne and then goes to him. Thorne plays on immediately and finds Brock. Brock has been stationed up forward for this second half. Brock on a good lead. Thorne with the chip pass and Brock had about 5 metres clear.
Yeah, Tyrone Thorne had a really good start to the game. He's had a bit of a quieter second half, but the more they can get the ball in his hands, the more creative their play will become. He's very quick with his decision making.
So Sandy Brock for his first goal and the first goal of the last quarter from 40 metres out. And he's put it through. Great goal by Sandy Brock. That's the first one. They wanted to get that first goal of the last quarter, and that's what they did. Peel Thunder on the 8-minute mark on the Shutterguard scoreboard. They go on to 39 to West Perth 81. West Perth still have a handy lead as we see on the CD replay. Good kick by the big man in Sandy Brock. And his first goal of the day.
Yeah, just 18 years of age, youngster. Nice and tall, rangy.
Yeah, 198 centimetres tall, 86 kilos from Palmerston. It's only his 5th game of league football. Being brought into the deep end straight away against a finals contender. He's had a good day.
Well, beautiful conditions for football really today. We haven't had much rain. We had a short shower in the third quarter, but as you can see, the players enjoying the warmth on their backs.
So it'll be Cullen and Delaporte in the ruck. Delaporte again gets the tap out, taps back to the direction of Alexandre. On the centre circle, he gets bundled out in a good tackle by Hancock. And we'll have ourselves another ball up just by the centre circle. Alexandre, just a nice little flick pass to the umpire. Hancock gets the clearing quick kick out of the centre square. Lloyd soccers it off the ground. In front is Sears, ably supported by a couple of Peel Thunder teammates, but well played there by Lloyd to snatch it out of the contest. Bolton with the left foot. It's a half volley, unfavouring his teammate. Nelson gets it out to Black, and Black breaks free for West Perth, and it finds Boys. Inboard kick finding Lynch. Oh, a little bit of volleyball there. It went towards Hobley, but he couldn't get that one to go. It comes out to Randall. Randall kicks in the Brock direction, but out the back. Another fine mark by Hamilton.
Yeah, just out-positioned his younger opponent. He's got a few more years in the gym, Hamilton, than the youngster.
He's looking like an absolute unit, is Hamilton today. The kick out towards the attacking side of centre, and it's a mark. It's going to be paid by Lawler, and he's going to go inboard, finding Pina, who's still got that left knee strapped. They'll have a look at it during the week. But he looks okay again, does Jarvis Pina. He goes inboard to the centre circle. Finds Akers, goes over the top to Thompson. And Peel on the move again. Juman gets caught in the tackle, but hand passes it off to Thorne. And that is a beautiful kick by Thorne.
Again, Tyrone Thorne, he makes a quick decision, and his disposal is precise. So they've just kept the ball out of his hands, West Perth, for a couple of quarters, but he's shown what a damaging player he can be in spurts.
And that mark to cap off the play taken by James Sturrock. And this will be for Sturrock's first and the second in a row for Peel. From 45 metres out, and that is as straight as a die. Great kick by Sturrock. That is his second goal. And in his 25th game of football, the second for Peel Thunder in this quarter. And they've gotten off to a good start against the run that West Perth have had in the first three quarters. They go to 45 to 81. Margin now, 6 goals exactly. As we see on the CD dot replay, Sturrock knew that one was going through the moment it left the boot. It was as straight as a die. But he would know inside that that could be a consolation given the momentum that has gone West Perth's way in this quarter.
Well, both of those goals set up by passes from Tyrone Thorne. So, you know, he's making the most of his disposals. A dangerous player there at half forward. So it brings the margin back to 36 points. West Perth, Jeff Valentine will be looking at that percentage and be a little bit frustrated that Peel have kicked the first two, but it noticeably the intensity of the opposition pressure from both sides has dropped off a little bit in this last quarter. Get a nice bounce from the umpire. Thumped forward by Cullen. Racing on towards the ball as Lawler. He overruns it. That allows Pearce in. He gets the handball out to Munns, but good opposition pressure here from Peel. Thorne's in there again, but Pearce gets the handball out nicely. Colonel Lynch gets it across to his teammate there, and a lovely pass. But a drop mark here by Alexandre. He follows it up, kicks it up, knocks it forward, but it goes out of bounds.
Haven't seen plenty drop marks from West Perth this afternoon, and there have been a few from Peel Thunder as well.
So the ball on the centre wing. Up they go in the ruck. Akers gets it down towards Randall. Randall kicks it up forward, but straight, looks like to Pegararo. And it must have been a touch ball. Umpire didn't blow the whistle this time. Shane Nelson, that's definitely a mark. I don't know if that was 15 metres, but umpire says it was.
Still a lot of debate in the football world about the 15-metre rule.
Tristan Hobley takes the mark. He's been very neat today. Off the boys. Boys have been tough in the packs. Plenty of options, and West Perth all leading or calling for it. They want the ball. Nice spoil here from Medhat, but doesn't stop Duman getting the handball off the back of the pack. Oh, a bit of a surprise mark there for Gyro. Don't think he expected that to fall into his lap, but it did. Oh, puts it above the head there of Brock, makes it difficult. Socket out by Hobley. Alexandra has an opportunity to run onto it, but handballs straight into the opponent Sturrock's arms, kicks it in towards full forward. Randall can't take it, or strong play coming out from full back there. I think that's Pegararo.
Pegararo.
Yeah, brilliant work.
It's on the attacking side of centre for Peel, but now West Perth can push it forward. The kick by Medhat finds Nelson, and they go out wide to Salisic. The veteran goes short. Pearce. Long kick towards 50. Not from behind, and he was caught from behind. And a good mark taken by Conker. Conker chips it short and finds Watson. And Watson will switch up play for Peel Thunder. They're looking to open things up now. Intended target is Sturrock. And Sturrock from left half back takes the mark A lot of options for Peel Thunder, roaming forward inside 50. And they go back into the corridor, finding Watson again. And they're going to go on the outer side now. Above that new facility. Roaming free is O'Driscoll. O'Driscoll centres the kick. And a good mark taken there by Kitchingman. Kitchingman plays on with a hand pass. Finding Knight. Knight in the direction of Lawler. Picks it up on the half volley. The hand pass comes out to Brock. Brock goes over the top. Randall to Knight. Snaps round the corner from 30. And it's across the face for a behind.
Yeah. Chance go begging there for Peel. Could have got another one on the board. Would have been the first 3 of the quarter. But Noah Pecoraro, I must mention his efforts today. 10 marks. A lot of them intercept marks in defence using his height well. And also 6 tackles. So he's worked really hard amongst his 20 possessions.
Guadanin takes the mark from the short pass. And their intensity has dropped off, yes. But it's those first 3 quarters that have set up West Perth to where they are now on the scoreboard. It's now only 35 points, but it's still a big enough gap to hold on to. Peel Thunder, to their credit, have been very good in this final quarter. They've got the first 2 goals, but West Perth have the football outside defensive 50. Moulton's kick, and it's a good one, and finds Nelson. Nelson will play it down the line and finds Pearce on left centre wing just by the scoreboard there. So Pearce.
I think the other thing that slowed West Perth up this quarter is Peel has made a concerted effort to cover their leads. If you look behind the play, one kick behind the play, you can see that a lot of the West Perth leads are covered by Peel, so they may be just a bit harder running this quarter.
Moulton combining with Black.
We've seen a lot of this kicking across the ground.
And they transfer play, as you said, to Guadanin. Guadanin takes 2 bounces.
Again, struggling to find something to kick to.
Absolutely, but he finds Riddick. He couldn't pick it up on the half volley. He gets taken down and a good tackle, Benell. But Rudy Riddick got right back up and regained possession of the football. You can't keep him down for longer than half a second.
Well, credit to Trey Bennell. I think it's the first time somebody's taken him to ground today.
He's had a good game, has Bennell. We'll give him his due. He's been kept busy, especially in the first half. Akers takes it out. The hand pass comes out, only as far as Salicic for West Perth. Hand pass over the top, but it's going to go only as far as the boundary line where Black is able to stop it.
You see the ruckman taking the ball, the ruck farm all these days. Now they've got rid of that rule where as soon as you tackle, it's holding the ball.
But also there's a lot more freedom in the game, not just in that, but also the standing in the mark rule, and that's where the scoring has ramped up compared to 2020 and 2019.
Yep.
Hand pass intended for Black. Good play in the end there by O'Driscoll. Showed courage to go hard at that one. Boys kept it in front, but just lost his footing. That allowed Sturrock to regain possession, and Peel Thunder clear. Sitting underneath the ball there was Pecoraro. Good pick up on the second attempt. Pecoraro kicks towards centre half forward. Goes looking for Keitel. Good gather. Keitel, he's got Medhat and Lynch. Keitel caught and he's gone. Watson providing the tackle. And it's holding the ball.
Bit of overconfidence there from Tyler.
Watson moves it on quickly by hand, and Peel Thunder are in the clear, but only momentarily, as Dean Munns, running back with a fly to the ball, takes a good mark.
Well, definitely, as Munn said, let's just slow it down. So they seem to have an effort, a concentration of just sharing the ball this quarter, West Perth, without really taking the play on. Like I said, I think Peel have tightened up a little bit on their opponent, so I think that's causing a fair bit of this cross the field kicking. The crowd doesn't like it too much, do they?
No, they don't. They like to see that free-flowing.
Yeah. So, Hobley looking for options. Again, slowing the play down. And again, he goes backwards. Pecoraro gets mark number 12, I think.
He certainly played above his average in terms of the marking department. He averages around 5 in the last few games, but
across
he's
the field,
performed
dangerous
well
kick, and it's spoilt this time. Chance for Peel. Handball comes out to Thorne. He dodges round one beautifully, takes a bounce, running towards goals, and finishes his work. Tremendous work from Tyrone Thorne, and we've loved his work today. He's been most attractive in the bits of play he's been with, and he kicks Peel 7th. So they've kicked the first 3 of this last quarter. We're 18 minutes in. 7-10-52. West Perth, 12-9-81.
It was a bit of scrappy defensive play from West Perth. It's a rare mistake that we have seen from them today. Tyrone Thorne pointing to the sky as well. Magnificent stuff. But following up from that defensive turnover, he was able to maintain possession, get on his left foot, and kick himself a nice, solid goal indeed.
He got a knock early, and he's been reaching for his, I don't know, something on his face most of the day. So I don't know whether he's had a bit of Bit of a black eye, a bit of a shiner, or a bit of blood or something. I think he might have got a poke in the eye. So maybe it's just been weeping a bit as he goes off the field, as they invariably do these days. They kick a goal on top of the world and they get dragged.
And you see a lot of that these days, sometimes to the goal kicker's frustration.
Well, back to 29 points. Very interesting.
It certainly has been. West Perth have certainly taken their foot off the gas in the final quarter. They can't afford to get too complacent given Peel Thunder's great resurgence in the final term. Kitchingman gets the hand pass out. It's intended for Hancock. He goes back to Kitchingman. Pina on the defensive side of centre. Goes for the short pass and finds Bennell. Bennell goes down the line towards a 2-on-2. Peel players go down. Good gather by Munns. He goes over the top. Goes looking there for Murray. Murray versus Bennell. Bennell wins out on that one. He kicks down the line. And it's going to go over the line.
A lot of courage from Blake Acres. Going back into that pack and collided with his teammate Cullen. He was down for a few seconds, but he got up again.
So it's a throw-in on the outer wing here at Provident Financial Oval. Medhat in front. It's the tap down. Black overruns it. Plays at the back of the football. Peel have got more numbers out the front.
Yeah, good desperation by Peel this quarter.
They've had a lot more of it compared to West Perth in this final quarter. They've got the first 3 goals. They've dragged it back to 29 points, as you said. One more goal for West Perth will possibly stop the momentum and seal the issue. Black, a little bit of volleyball style there. Pina gets the hand pass out, and now Peel are on the move again. They've got the overlap going. O'Driscoll passes back. They concede about 10 metres, and they find Merritt. Merritt is going to go across the ground, and that's a good kick, finding Juman. Back to the corridor. They've got something here again, Peel Thunder. It goes out again to Driscoll. And Driscoll, look at the open man inside the forward 50. But great effort by Pecoraro. Showed intensity to go hard at that one. The Falcons clear outside their defensive 50. And running back, Shane Nelson, a good mark. Risky kick, but worth it. Finds Lloyd.
Yeah, it was a good kick from O'Driscoll, but Pecoraro took the opportunity to leave his man and intercept there.
Lloyd's kick finds Munns. And they're going to switch it. Finds Hamilton. Hamilton on the left half back flank. He's going to go for the pass. It's risky, but Gordon on a nice lead. Takes a good mark. Free kick, whatever you like. Gordon's got it. And they go back now to Pecoraro. They're looking to switch it up here, but the way Peel have pushed forward, they're stopping West Perth's transition right in its tracks. They're looking for a gap out of defence. Nelson, he's got Salisic roaming free on the edge of 50. And that's where Nelson goes.
This manning up that Peel are doing this quarter, you know, hasn't been there all day.
Yeah, we needed to see that in that first quarter if they were to kick 3 or 4 goals in that first quarter like West Perth did. But the way West Perth are moving it now, Alexandre gets the pick up. He's caught by Thorne, but he gets right back up, Alexandre. Hand pass, partially smothered. Well picked up by Lake. Thorne goes down. Was he caught high? Umpire says play on. Not. Kicks to the hot spot. It's a 2-on-2. Keitel in front. Couldn't take the mark. Great effort by Juman. Keitel tries to get the rebound. Peel Thunder with numbers around the football, and it's a holding. Free kick.
Rewarded for getting first hands on the ball.
Free kick will go the way.
I don't know why he doesn't play advantage
of
there.
Conker.
Anyway.
Yeah, that one too is a head scratcher. If you're allowed to play advantage, let the player play advantage. That's what plenty have been talking about. But the free kick will go the way of Conker for Peel Thunder.
Conker looking for options. He decides to run off the mark until the umpire says play on. Up towards the Acres direction. Well spot by Godognan. Handball comes out the back to Salisic. Brock in there, puts his head over the ball. And the umpire says, stacks on the mill, give it to me.
A tremendous credit to Peel Thunder for putting up such a hell of an effort in this final quarter. They've only kicked 1, 2 and 1 in the first 3 quarters, and they've kicked 3.
Yes, almost held without the ball there as a player there. As the ball goes up forward for West Perth, here's a chance. Handball comes out the side to Black. He decides to go for goal. It goes across the face and through for a minus score. Would have been a nice finish there for the captain. But his amazing ability, he looks as fresh as he does in the first quarter, Aaron Black.
Fresh as a daisy, they say.
Every game. So it's amazing. Another point for West Perth. I think it might even be their first score of the quarter.
It is.
So kicking out for goal this time is Trey Bennell. And he kicks it way over the head of Kitchingman. And it goes out of bounds. So did play on, so it won't be a free kick. Boundary umpire having to stretch over the... Oh, he's jumped the fence. Very agile. Oh, you're getting a little gate over there. That's handy.
Very handy indeed, using the open gate.
I was going to say one of the criteria for being a boundary umpire. You've got to hurdle these days. Anyway, O'Donnell in the ruck up against Brock. Ball comes to ground. Well taken there by Lynch. He gets the ball out to his teammates. Snapped here by Murray, but straight onto the chest there of Durman. He gets yet another mark and another possession. O'Donnell intercepts here over Pina. Tries to knock it back into play, but it goes out of bounds again. Very similar spot to it was previously. About 50 metres around from the West Perth goal. They're 30 points up on their opponents. We're at the 24-minute mark of the last quarter. And can Peel hold West Perth goalless in this last quarter, which will be a fine effort?
Yeah, it'll be a very positive finish for Peel, given where they were in the first 3 quarters. As ball goes to ground, it's inside West Perth's attacking 50, but they get it out there to Knight on centre half back.
Oh, up and under.
Yeah, it certainly is, but even with no breeze, Hamilton couldn't follow it up on the second grab. Kitchingman in front. It's a 2-on-1. He's up against Munns and Hobley, but Munns wins out. Gets the hand pass out to Hobley, but there's a whistle, and it's a throw from the non-officiating umpire. Well, I find that one interesting. Gyro's kick. He finds Pina. Pina drops it short and finds Lawler. And there's the siren. It was a shorter quarter, but West Perth, depending on Lawler's goal or behind, will win this game. Braden Lawler will have a kick after the siren to have a final say on the margin. Will it be 29 or 24? So Lawler will kick from 35 metres out. He kicks and he's put it through. Lawler gets his first goal and Peel's 4th for the quarter. But West Perth, although in an unconvincing fashion after that last quarter, have got the 4 points. They have won it by 24 points, 12-10-82 to 8-10-58. And West Perth, they'll go level with South Fremantle on points, but I don't think they'll have enough percentage to overtake them into 3rd place on the ladder. They'll have to stay in 4th for the time being.
Yep, just waiting for the theme song. It might be played across the speaker.
Well, they'll play it in due course, but West Perth, they only managed 1 behind in that last quarter. But Peel Thunder, through those 4 goals that they scored, were nothing short of tremendous in that final quarter. If we had seen that all game, then maybe it would have been a closer affair, and Peel probably made a big charge to try and snatch the game at the 11th hour. But it was those 3 quarters that set it up for West Perth, David. 3, 5 and 4 against 1, 2 and 1 in terms of the goal scoring. An unconvincing win, some may say, but a win's a win in football. And that man again, Tyler Keitel, the star of the show, with a big bag of 7.
They certainly tightened up in that last quarter, Peel. You could see as one kick behind the play, they had all manned up on their opponents. And it made it difficult for West Perth, who all they could do was just kick it across the ground to try and find a teammate that was unmanned and kept possession of the ball. They were determined to keep possession of the ball. In the first 3 quarters, they were able to run it up the field and create space. Maybe the run dropped off a little bit, and maybe Peel's intensity picked up a little bit. But as we hear the grand old flag rising out across the speaker here at the arena. So a 24-point win to West Perth. Well and truly deserved. Keitel was outstanding. 7 goals today. 7 goals 4. Didn't add to his total in the last quarter. But outstanding. And you'd think he'd almost finish in the votes today.
No, I'd have to say, Keitel would get the top votes as well, but I'd have to have a few Peel Thunder players amongst that as well. Juman would have to get at least 5 or 4 in that game. His solo effort in defence was nothing short of magnificent. And we're just going to the updated ladder. West Perth, for the moment, will jump into 3rd, as a matter of fact. They'll be just 0.1% ahead of South Fremantle, depending on what the Bulldogs do tomorrow in that game against Subiaco. So they do have themselves a spot for at least 24 hours, the double chance. But you'd have to say there could be more than 24 points at the end of that after those first 3 quarters. But they'll be smiling nonetheless, West Perth. It is their 9th win of the season, and they go on to 36 points, along with Subiaco, Claremont and South Fremantle.
They're so experienced, West Perth. Their defence is so organised, with the likes of Hamilton back there, Dean Munns, Pecoraro this season as well. Hobley coming off half back now has been a nice addition for them. But a very experienced back line, and they work very well together as a team to put the pressure on the opposition forwards. Peel struggled to find a spearhead really today. They didn't really have a tall forward they could go to in the end. And even in the end, their goals were pretty much shared. West Perth had the advantage of having Keitel playing one-on-one most of the day. He really didn't get a lot of teaming up on him, like 2 or 3 players coming and helping Duman in those contests, and also there was so much space when it went into the forward line. You know, he had room to lead into, or he had a one-on-one contest with Duman. So Duman was interesting. He played more like a ruck rover, but very, very fit. He's got a big engine. He ran up the field a few times, kicked a couple of points, but it ended up with 29 possessions himself as a full-back. Is most unusual, but you could say that he's got an attacking fullback.
He certainly is. You know, the way he was able to get off Keitel in terms of the one-on-one and get plenty of the ball himself inside that defensive 50 as we show you the CD dot highlights. It was a good positive for Peel Thunder to take out of that last quarter in spite of what had gone on in the first 3 quarters. So Cam Shepherd will be impressed with that. But maybe, like I said, if they played with that little more flair, a little more intensity across all ends of the ground, maybe Peel Thunder could have won the game today or made it a little bit closer in that fashion. But just before we wrap up, David, we'll go around the grounds in some of the other games, and most of them have finished.
Yes, but it was a thriller in the end at Leadable Oval. Eagles didn't score in the last quarter. They had a 38-point lead at 3-quarter time. East Perth got to within 2 points in the end, kicked 5 goals 6, perhaps a little wasteful, but 14-8-92 defeated the Royals 13-12-90. So Nathan Vardy kicking 3 goals for the West Coast Eagles. Lots of players featuring in their goal kicking, including Ainsworth and Brayshaw. Jackson Nelson playing back in the WAFL now. But a very tense game there at Leadable Oval. Swans have had a 24-point victory, same margin here actually, over Perth, 13-13-91 to 10-7-67. Carey kicked 4 goals for Perth and 3 to Riley from Swan Districts. And Claremont extended their lead at Revo Fitness Stadium, 14-12-96, defeated the Sharks 7-11-53. England kicked 4 and Patmore for Claremont. And of course, the margin here, 24 points, 12-10 to 8-10. So it's been a thoroughly enjoyable afternoon of football, Paul.
It certainly has indeed. Great to be calling with you again, David Clear. It's been 2 long years, but the wait was certainly worth it. Great job from you. Keep yourself safe. And to our viewers at home, anywhere in Western Australia and around the world, we certainly hope you enjoyed our coverage this afternoon from Provident Financial Oval in Joondalup. It was West Perth maintaining their spot in the top 5 there, in 3rd place for a moment with a 24-point win over Peel Thunder. On behalf of all the Front Row Screens team, this is Paul Persick wishing you a very good evening from Joondalup.